Man, there we are. What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Into the Void, Ozzy Osbourne Tribute. It's been a little while, and it's great, though, to be back doing these lives with Gina there. And I hope everyone know had a Happy New Year. And we're in 2026 now, and just moving forward with hopefully a little better year on my end, though. But how was your holiday, Gina?
It was good, uneventful, just worked through it, just, normal life.
Yeah, gotcha. But everyone
Yeah,
out there, I hope he's all had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And
absolutely.
if you remember from because time since the situation, I forget. Like when was the last episode we did? That was like 2 months ago, right? Almost.
It was almost, yeah, probably about a
Yes.
month and a half to 2 months ago.
Yeah, so what we usually do here is we just like to come on live and just talk about an album. Like we were starting though with Ozzy's with Blizzard of Oz, and we did Diary, we did Bark at the Moon, and then the Ultimate Sin. But then I want to do that one though again. But
Yeah,
then it was that episode when I was like, let's take it back though to like where it all started though, the original you
right.
know, the original though Black Sabbath album, which I mean from start to finish is incredible, and just the whole story of how they got though to this to the sound, how they got that sound, like it's almost like an act of God in a way, like with Tony Iommi, how he lost his fingers and he had to make fingertips and they had to tune down the C sharp. It's all just crazy though, but like I really believe like some bands out there, and even and not just bands, other stuff, and out like it almost is like meant to be, and like God, and like just like God, like you know what I mean? Because if he
Right,
didn't have that accident though with his fingers, I'm telling you right now, you would because nobody could sound like him. It's like almost David Gilmour esque because how he holds the fingers, he's so good. But not saying they sound like each other. I'm saying though, like they have distinct though sounds. And Tony's is because I mean he has those. I think they're like leathered tips that he wears on the two fingers, and they would have just probably been playing blues or what. Now who knows what would have happened if that accident didn't happen? And it was his last day of work too, which is mind blowing when that happened.
right.
He wasn't even going to go in. And his mother's like, go to work. She's like, you got to go to work and finish. And he's a welder. And then on that day, it was his last day. They put him on uh, I used to run one at Bluesark Metal when I was 20. What are they called? Shear on the shear press. And he put once someone hit the pedal down, cut and he was leaving that job to try to be a professional musician. And anyway, so then right then and there, he must have just been like,
Right.
oh, fuck, you know?
Yeah,
But it's that stuff, though, that like creates, though, it's just crazy. And they are then, not to mention that they all like they didn't come from like one guy came from this talent agency or record label, and they all came from the same area too.
right, right,
Awesome.
right,
Which Ozzy said that, but that was his number one thing that he's like most proud about Black Sabbath is
right.
that we were four blokes from our area. We didn't get one guy from this, one guy from that, and then just came to be. But
Right.
everyone out there who's in the chat, let us know. We like to just talk about some songs and just we don't get all crazy intricate with numbers, dates, stuff like that. The album came out in 1970. Like we like a lot of
Mhm.
people don't say Sabbath wasn't 60s, but they were no recording in the 60s, and the
Right.
Earth was 60s, and Polka Talk, and then Ozzy and Geezer and the Rare Breed, though that was back. So I mean, they were like playing in the scene, but the album came out in February 13th, 1970, and
Correct.
I just think what I don't like about it is then I might put in a negative on it, but what I don't like about it is the fact that I didn't live in a world where there was really nothing like that, and then I got to put it in for the first time. You know what I mean? Paul McCartney said it best. He's like, now, like if people were born after that, because you have Metallica, you have but you have so many metal bands, so many, you know what I mean? But for the first time, though, here getting a band like that, and Deep Purple though was similar stuff, but no one was just as like they invented like the doom metal that just those
Right,
riffs
right.
that was
Had they
consistent.
not been practicing across the street from a horror movie, we wouldn't know them as we know them today, you know? We might not
Yeah,
even know them.
absolutely.
I mean, that started everything, you know?
Yeah, because
The name
think about it.
change
Though.
and then
Yeah, there are
the
four
genre.
guys that
You
are
know,
just
they created
go ahead. We're just on a little time delay,
it.
but go ahead. I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah. It was a huge paradigm shift. You know what I mean? Kind of like, um, well, there was a lot of blues bands out and a lot of other stuff out at that time, but this was totally different, and it was um, not theatrical, cinematic. It almost makes you when you put that on and close your eyes and listen to it from start to finish. You feel like
Yeah,
you're in a horror movie, but you
yeah,
can't get out of it. You know, that movie where you or that dream where you just can't move, you know, that
yeah,
horrible feeling, it's just that kind of thing, and but you also don't wanna get away from it because it's just so freaking insanely good, you know? So,
yeah.
it just was
Yeah,
really trippy for its time. It really made a bang.
and there's crazy stories when they used to perform because Black Sabbath is a ballsy song though to write at that time and come out with at that time, and then just the because I read, and then like you're set up and I'm talking like when they just started out, like playing in pubs doing it and
Right.
stuff like to open with a song like that because everything's usually out there, but and when Ozzy's that vocal is just oh my god, like it was just the perfect Bill Ward on drums, Geezer and Tony, and Geezer on bass is doing different stuff that fills out Tony's riffs even more. They're just so incredible though. And you're right though, like it is like, and that's what they said. They're like I think it was Geezer, Tony said, isn't it strange that people go into horror movies all the time and want to get the shit scared out of them? Let's make some scary music. And that's what they
Those
did.
3 notes, just those 3 notes that Tony played, and they just created that masterpiece, you know? I mean, it's
G,
insane how everything
yeah,
just transpired.
G, B, G, G. What am I talking about? B flat, E flat, E flat. The tritone that's called. They call it the
Uh-huh.
devil's. It's
Right.
the half step
Which
down.
back in the past, they didn't like that, did they?
No, but well, they were showing up at shows too, like thinking that they were all even on the end of the normal song that we have for the show here, where Ozzy said with that Howard Stern, he's like, we didn't know what fucking black magic was or witchcraft.
Right,
He's like, we thought that was
right.
some fucking shit in Hollywood. But there was people that were like coming to them and like some thought they were like cursed. They had that angle coming at them, but then they had other like worshipers that thought that they were like Satanists and stuff like that,
Right,
all that
right.
type of stuff too. And they all got a kick out of it though, because
Yep.
this is not the case at all, and same though with um Blizzard of Oz, Diary of a Madman, like when people say like devil worship and stuff like this, and Mr. Crowley, like when Bob said Daisley, he said like, no, he's like the people don't like they just see something and hear something and they just see the cover of something and they don't read the pages, if that's a good analogy, enough and do like research and stuff. They just see Ozzy, the Prince of Darkness, they see that title somewhere, so everyone just assumes devil worshiper, Black Sabbath is that sound and what they sang about. Yeah, Geezer was questioning the code a lot of times, and but that you're just exploring its music and its art, and it's the same as if people making horror movies, are they going to hell? And all you radical, don't get me started on the radicals. You're not. It's just that I get with the religion stuff,
Yeah,
like who
yeah.
decides going where, heaven and hell stuff. Like get going. Hey Victrola, let's say some hellos real quick. Victrola, what is going on?
Hey, my lady. Hi.
Nice. I'm happy to hear that you had a good New Year's. That's great.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not like
very
one of those
happy for
haters. Like
you.
if I'm having like a miserable, like hard, like New Year's time, like that brings joy to me that other people are, having. I love that. So I hope everyone had a great New Year's.
Mhm.
And Gracie, what's up, Grace? I loved your post on Instagram earlier. I saw it.
There she is. I see her
What's
on
up,
Instagram
Vaz?
a lot. She's so cute.
Well, Vaz, this is usually at 7 o'clock, and we haven't done it.
Yes.
We haven't done it, and I didn't even like do any promote it or anything. We haven't done one for like almost 2 months. You're welcome, Gracie.
Right.
So we wanted to start it back up with Black Sabbath, the original. And Gracie said, "Thanks, Gina." And Vlad said, "Could you see the comments, Gina, or
No
no?
problem, honey. Hi,
Could you see the
Baz.
comments?"
Yeah. I can't. I can see the ones you're throwing up on the screen. Yes, sir.
I got to figure out how I could get you and Keith plugged in on this StreamYard so you both could just see it. And you know what I'm saying? Because it would just be a lot easier. Because I always have a rule. Like if someone's watching, given their time, like I always want to, get to every single comment. You know what I mean? And
Right.
yeah, so. And then no, like but what happens? That's why I remember I went on an Ozzy talk, and I was depressed that night. I think it was the last one I did.
Yeah.
I think I took it down, but I was like, I just suck by myself. I can't do this by myself. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't. And it's so much great though to have, I could do some pre-records by myself, which is good, but lives, I'm not good at them though. So like having though, like you doing this, I can't be more grateful and thankful. So thank you.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. I'm just happy that I got to meet you, and we all have things in common here, and we're one big happy family building this community, the Iron Board Army, and we're just really
Oh, and
strong
I
and
always have to say this,
getting
and I
better.
hate that I say it too, though, just because I saw two comments though that were saying, um, "Oh, money off of Ozzy's death." Listen, this has over 6,000 subscribers. It has over 4.5 million views, and it will never be monetized ever. This is a
Right.
channel for
Right.
just anyone that come on. We meet people from all walks of life. Pat, who we had on the other night, from Madhouse
Right.
and Ozzy Tribute. He comes on and talks, and we found him in the world of the internet, and then it just so happens he happens to front a band that's Ozzy, so he jumps in. Gina, she was the first one to send in pictures of Randy Rhoads at his mausoleum, and
Yeah.
throw them up. And then I just started talking, to her, to type it back and forth. And then we were like, "Hey, fuck it. You want to just come on live, at least once a week and start doing this?" And that's how it happened. So, I mean, I don't even have to be involved. That's like the other night I wasn't on when Pat's band was on. I just set
Right.
that up and boom, I let that play. So, like, if
Yeah.
anyone ever wanted to ever come on, or I don't even have to do it. If anyone ever wanted to send in a video for me to throw up or whatever, you could absolutely do that. And the email before we continue on
Yeah.
with this show is Ozzy Osbourne tribute page at gmail.com. But I don't like how I have to like always don't say that. But the bottom line is, yous will never, ever, ever have to sit through ads or even if you don't have YouTube Premium, you know what I mean? Because this channel will never be monetized. This is just to
No.
pay homage. And it was created 2 days too before. And my first post was, you can even look back in the date of him and Zach talking about Taniki Six. I couldn't believe it. Like I set up the page the day before that. And then I was trying to find the pictures and stuff because I got inspired though to do it though for him too after he retired. I'm like, oh, you gotta
Right.
have we gotta do a tribute. So yeah, so it was 2 days prior, and then I posted a video the day prior, and then the next day he was gone, and I'm like, holy shit, and
Yeah.
devastated. That sucked. That was terrible. I remember me and Keith did a live that day. Not to go back there, I know we're talking about Sabbath, Black Sabbath right now, but just to say how this all came about. And even some of my friends were like, Loomis, if there's anyone out there who should have an Ozzy tribute page, to you get on it. And the way I look at it is like, it's not my page. Like when Victrola lady writes in the freaking communities and stuff, like she writes a lot. I love seeing that, like because and pictures from anyone, like anyone
Or
sharing anything.
Senorita. Yeah, Miss Senorita,
it makes
she preached a lot too.
yeah, I invite that more. Like that's why, like when I say, like humbly say, like this is not like really this isn't my channel. It's just an email. Like I said, it's used
Right.
off of. Yeah, I have access to it or whatever, this and that. But other people can have access too. You know what I mean? To it as well. Gina has access to it, and there's
Victrola and who did I just say? They're really good. Victrola puts up a lot of pictures and uh pictures from the past from magazines and pictures of tapes and things that you're familiar with for me
yeah,
back in the 80s.
right.
It's
And
really cool. It's like a flashback.
And it's like, yeah, well, it's because then the way that she writes, though, it takes you back there. So every time, like when I get into reading one
Right.
of her things, it takes me back to like what I remember, like the magazine days, or whether it's like Headbanger Balls days when I was young and what this or that. It just takes me
Yeah.
back. And like even the 8 tracks, even though I wasn't like,
Yeah.
I was born in 81, but I know of 8 tracks. I see them all from growing up. It just takes me back to my youth, and it's just great. So yeah,
Right. Right.
you know what? You know what though?
And
The one thing though that I'm going to be in charge of is announcing the community winner of the month. But so far, Victrola is the community winner of 2025. Meaning, like for the
her and
post
wait,
and her
we
writing,
got
not putting you
we
down. Meaning, like just for the post
right,
and her
right.
writing, she wins the award. I'll send her something. But
Definitely. And then Senorita would be second.
oh, Bonnie. So yeah, I know her. I know
Senorita,
her for 5 years now, and
she's fucking awesome. She
yeah,
throws
real
shit up
close
all the
friend of
time
mine.
too. Those two, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
she's
she's great.
sweetheart.
She also has a great channel. People want to see with just shorts
Yeah,
of like older photographs, though, like the models, actresses, all that type of stuff, and some Ozzy and all that stuff. So just a great little channel with just a bunch of like nice little like shorts on it. Like it's a great channel to be
yeah.
subscribed to. And yeah, and that's Bonnie when you
I
see her in the
subscribe.
it's Bonnie. But
Right,
Victrola's writing and all that, I love that. Like because it just takes you into what you're looking at. You know what I mean? Like I like
right.
to hear that story. Like I like to hear a story. Like if I stopped by and I saw a magazine or something. Like let's say I stopped in your living room the other like an awesome old school magazine, right? And I was just like, oh, nice, blah blah blah. Like I like to hear the story about like how you got it, and like and I like how she just tells the whole
Yeah,
back. And it just reminds you of how the world used to be. Just like and yeah, it's good to have this technology and everything at our fingertips, but like I remember when going to well, we could still do that now with vinyl, thank God and stuff though, but there was an excitement though, like when an album was going to come out, and I was around when MTV was like around, but like it wasn't outright when I was born, but like when I was privy to everything, MTV was around. So I can only imagine in the '70s when that wasn't even around, and everything's just going. You're hearing everything just through obviously radio and finding everything out there, magazine, our news article, all that old school type
right.
shit. I just love that. I'm an old soul. I just know I am. I love that stuff. And
I do
yeah,
too.
every time Victrola, ever since I met you on here, I always when I'm down in the basement, I always look at the furniture. Big record player that you open up the top and it has the 8-track player in there,
Yeah.
but the speakers have like the old school carpet looking, like and I'll take a picture sometime and put it, but it's nice though. But getting back though to this gem right here, um, Black Sabbath. Even people in the community, in the chat, also can it please, if you don't mind, answer this. But see, I'm not really like a do I have like I don't look for favorite songs unless one pops up. That's like how I am like with Crowley, like learning that from the intro and stuff. Like if one pops up, then like I don't look like for favorites, but it's so hard though to pick on this because you have Black Sabbath, the first song right there that changed everything alone. So like it's like I mean that song is like even though people might not say like it's intricate or whatever, though it's in a way it's their stairway to heaven. You know what I mean? And that's quite amazing for how dark the song is. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Like you
And
usually
I
know
could
that.
see at that time, when they're playing a live show, say in the 70s after the album comes out, and these girls are, used to looking at the Beatles and guys with long hair playing the blues and, pretty boys and all that. And then these guys get up there and scare the shit. I know, I think Ozzy even stated that ladies ran out of there, they were
Oh
scared
yeah, yeah,
shitless.
yeah. And then there's
Crazy.
yeah, they're absolutely crazy, crazy stories. And what do we got here? Yep, MTV used to be cool. They took the channel off on 12. I know MTV is now history. And Victrola, though, I saw, appreciated though that community post though you put up
Oh
about that.
yeah.
And I wasn't being, and what, sometimes if you're writing back, you can't tell what people's emotions or whatever. But I wasn't being an ass. What I was saying was, um, not meaning it wasn't a sad day that MTV is gone, but for me it was a sad day though, like when MTV stopped being what MTV, like what it used to be, and then they just changed it because it's music television, but then they just changed. And listen, I enjoyed like even the other shows like The Real World back in the day and all that stuff. That was all great and stuff, and even the Osbournes with Ozzy's reality show, unbelievable. But my point being though is it wasn't like it didn't stay how when I used to wake up from school and I remember and the Chili Peppers are on and then freaking there's just showing videos constantly, constantly, constantly. And then at nighttime you have Yo MTV Raps and then Headbangers Ball Saturdays and just yeah. So that's all I meant by that though, Victrola. But yeah, no, it's that Beavis and Butthead. I mean, come on, it's classic. Though that MTV is the MTV that I miss dearly. But
Yeah.
listen, everything's about money. They followed the money. And after though you
Yeah.
do a show like Ozzy's, that where in reality, then they turn in like they did reality actually though with like Real World and stuff like that, where they bring people together though. But that show though, Ozzy's show was like the one that just boom blew up. That he's a pioneer of reality
Yeah.
TV too. That just blew the hell. That blew the hell up. And then but
Well,
what basically, even if you represent music, if people are buying Dixie cups more, you're going to start doing Dixie cup things constantly more. It's whatever is bringing in the money is what the networks are going to show,
mhm.
and that's what definitely happened with MTV. And
Yeah.
but that's a whole other show in itself, though. But MTV, RIP, December 31st, 2025 is now
Yeah.
his. And I even remember when they stopped doing the videos, Gina, they came out like with an MTV2 that you'd have to get. And then I remember
Right.
MTV, and then even with VH1, there was like a VH1. Look, I forget the name of it. It's good too. It might even still be out. I don't even know. But the internet world now, everything's just like everything's out. But yeah, what's up,
Yeah.
Matt? What's up,
Hey
buddy? So
Matt.
Gina, what are your jams on the on Black Sabbath? Black Sabbath.
Number one for me is
Or
the
Lord,
Wizard.
what's your jam? Like, what's that?
I like the Wizard. I just did that one. Just I don't know,
Oh
sucks me
yeah,
in, I guess.
yeah.
So that's one, and then NIB. Um,
They're all. You just put listen. You just put it on from start to finish, and it's like it's because the when you hear the first song, I'm trying to like erase the memory of all the songs, but like and like trying to take myself back from hearing the first song to everything else. Uh Yeah, it's just it's crazy, and then even just like the end of it, like you wouldn't think it would end like that way, and from how it like started, like and yeah, I think it was fucking awesome. And then I think though that their
yeah.
next two albums, my opinion, well, Master of Reality is my favorite, but once we get to there,
Uh-huh.
we'll talk about that. That's just the whole color scheme, black and purples from Master of Reality. But I mean,
Uh-uh.
I just think that hands down. And you know what? I wish they did a longer version of this. Oh, the music in the beginning again. Apologies, but I can only play stuff that me and my buddy AJ write, because if I played Sabbath, then the actual whole show gets taken down, and then you got to like unmute it and do all that. So I apologize that I can't play the music. Um, and I don't know how people
Well,
do. I see monetized channels do that, and I'm like, how the fuck how do they do that? You know,
how did it? Yeah, yeah. There's a
and
trick,
you're
I'm sure.
monetized. I'm not monetized. I'm not trying to get money. Like, we're just
Right,
having a time here, shooting the shit. Like that's what this is.
right.
It's just shooting shit, like about you know our favorite
Talking
musicians
Aussie, man.
and bands and musicians that were tied to him. That's all. That's all it is. But
Right.
Kilo, there he is.
Kilo.
In all honesty, the TRL era of
Hey,
MTV,
Val.
last great era of that station. After that, it started going downhill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little bit. I jumped
I
off
think.
board a little bit before that era, but around though that. But this conversation, I'm fucking stuttering. This conversation though will turn into another thing. Well, actually, let me though at least though finish up though what I was though trying to say about though the track list of the album. So yeah, the Wizard is so you have Black Sabbath, and that's what I didn't mean the end of the album. I mean, and then it goes like you said, how it draws you in, of course, because after you hear something like that, then you hear wow, and that's Ozzy on the harmonica. Ozzy could play harmonica,
I
and
know.
no, yeah,
Yeah.
I know he can jam harmonica, and he what was I going to say? That draws you in, and to have harmonica over like their riffs and stuff with that song, it fits so perfect, and that's happy and dark, but it's still those crunchy riffs, dan dan dan, and then dan dan. Dan, 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 and Bill Ward's drums. Oh my God. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Whisper.
Insane.
Wasp, Behind the
Insane.
Wall, Sleep, basically, and NIB. I mean, yeah, just come on. Wicked World,
Yeah.
unbelievable,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
unbelievable song. And to be honest with you, though, Warning is probably though it's probably I would say it's probably my favorite. I would say without a doubt. Just
Yeah.
that riff and how the length of it and how it starts and all that. So like, cause you get a bit of Fingers, and I wish a bit of Fingers because Ozzy's vocals, they're so, and it's a very dark, calm little monotone, like eerie, and what's so I can't sing for Shem. I haven't tried to, but he does it. It's like a tease to like a fantastic song. Like he could have just kept doing it for more measures and more. It could have been like a Planet Caravan in a way. It sounds like, but then
Right.
no, it goes into the Sleeping Village and then Warning. And Warning is, yeah, that's my dan 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 dan. Dan. It's so good. There's just so many changes in it and everything. And yeah, these guys were just on a whole other level. Meaning, and I'm not putting them down when I don't say that. Yeah, there were fantastic musicians out there and stuff like that. But I'm at a whole other level of like with bands, like Bob was saying, like, and that's the truth, chemistry, right? And I will always say that the real Black Sabbath, the original Black Sabbath, is the real Black Sabbath. Um,
Yeah. I agree.
100%. And
Yeah.
because I especially know too how it happened. I mean, they're all from the same town, all that stuff. That's Dio is great. Don't get me wrong. Heaven and Hell, all that's great. But for me personally, it's all subjective anyway. But Ozzy and these four guys right there, from right left or right, or however you folks see it: Tony Iommi, Bill Ward, Ozzy Osbourne, Geezer Butler, hands down, is Black Sabbath. Um, in my view. You remember how we always talk about that when people argue, like, no, this song's better than that. You can't convince someone what we like what we like,
Yeah.
and there's nothing wrong with that at all whatsoever.
Right.
And
Right.
this album too, though, also the next one though that comes out though, Paranoid 2, that's though when Sabbath really though starts going boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a lot of Sabbath's though success though, and Billy Corgan said this too on his show. And I know the inside jokes on Billy Corgan, like Billy Corgan wrote everything. Billy Corgan's the best, like, you know, meaning like Billy Corgan will tell you he's the best. There's like an inside joke if you ever read comments under his stuff. But he has a podcast now called The Magnificent Seven, and I love the Smashing Pumpkins. They're a fantastic band, and I like him. I think he's a great dude. And but anyway, he is talking to a reporter, and he's like, I remember back in 1986 when we would tell people that Black Sabbath was our favorite band, and people would be like, really, Black Sabbath? But then Billy said, but now that Ozzy's an institution, now everyone's like Sabbath. So, you know, Ozzy getting fired from Sabbath, which is a whole other, you know, that's whatever, but that did no help out though Sabbath though as well. You know what I mean? So and I just think it's that voice and the melodies that that people can't get away from that voice. And he was marketed geniusly and all that stuff, obviously, too.
Well, not just once, but listen, Ozzy did this 3 times in his life. He changed a whole paradigm shift in the industry. First with Black Sabbath, then with the solo career, and then with the freaking Osbourne television show, which they kicked ass at. So, you know, he contributed enough, you know. I say he done good. You know what I mean?
I got up. He got up on a freaking
Yeah.
17 days before he died. Freaking and the doctor said the show will kill you. Like, you know, like that's what she told Sharon told Pierce Morgan. The doctor said if you do this, it's gonna definitely take you out quicker because of his heart and stuff like that. And then he walked down to the gym and he died right there. And but he said, I want to do it. So he gave us more than he'll ever know. It's just insane though how like just think that whole story though, just even the band though, Black Sabbath themselves, take away the Ozzy story.
Right.
Of course, Ozzy could have an incredible movie made about him, but Black Sabbath as well, like 4 mates from the 4. Well, you know, Tony was more like, you know, he picked on Ozzy a little bit in school and stuff like that. And Tony was older and stuff. And like, because Ozzy was like a clown and like nuts and like would walk around with shoestrings with sneakers on it. And I'm sure you saw what the thing with Geezer said. His brother answered the door and he goes, there's a thing at the door asking for you. Because Ozzy had on like this big leather apron type thing. He had a chimney sweeper. And he had a chimney sweeper. He's wearing his dad's overall type, like where he works in the factory. Big boots. And he just goes, hi, I'm Ozzy. You want to be in my band? like, the guy was just, I don't know, he was different. And like Tony Iommi even said right after he passed, he just said there'll never be another Oz. Like there absolutely won't be. And when I said Tony picking on him, and so that was just normal little kid shit. Like I'm not saying anything negative on them two. Those two were fantastic friends. Ozzy freaking texted him the day before he even passed. But I'm saying though, that is, you know, that truthfully speaking, that is though what made Sabbath an institution. And I'm going to be honest, Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman, those 2 albums are just, that's what made though, that started that whole institution. So I'll always say that I'll always say it, that the best band Ozzy ever had was Ozzy Osbourne. Not counting Sabbath or anything. I'm saying though, from his other, I know we jump all over the place, but Ozzy Osbourne, Randy Rhoads, Bob Daisley, Lee Kerslake, who wrote Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman, is by far one of the best bands of all time. Like, and we always say the what if though and Randy, but you know, it is what it is. But that band, that, you know, that chemistry, I mean, to write though, you can tell like those 2 albums are just. But back to Sabbath. I know I jumped around. I apologize for anyone who watches after. These lives are for people that jump to know live though, who want to watch really live. If the leftover, anyone who's watching like at this, or if it's a leftover, it's you know, these are more. I always approach them as just, it could be 2 people, it could be 20 people, it could be 100 people, it could be Nobody. We have just approached this like, we're talking to people and stuff like that. So it's not like when you see the thumbnail, like a structured history lesson on the show. Although I would like to start doing some pre-recordings of those with, Gina. And then but not like I'm gonna have like the stuff, the pictures going though by though too, and the narration and stuff, and make some of them up though, which will be cool.
Yeah, we'll do those. Those are be fun,
Yeah, I know, without a doubt. Oh, and also Pat, you guys know from the community, Pat, great show the other night.
Absolutely.
Grace even said, "What's up, Witchy?" There she is. But
hey, Witchy. Hi.
hold on, I want to make sure I didn't miss. I love Beavis and Butthead. Amen.
Gracie.
Awesome text message. Hey, my man, same. The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Patanis himself. Yes, all right. So I'm caught up. That's the other thing we do for anyone who watches the leftovers is I know this may be annoying, but got always checking. I always got to look at the chat. Got to respect the people given the time to watch. NIB is your favorite race? Nice. Oh, Bill's unbelievable. Yeah, fantastic drummer. Fantastic drummer. And the way how he even just looked back there, like a freaking, like he just all over the place. It was just, he's the best. He's like Bill Ward's like Mr. Zero fucks given. And even Tony was laughing. The guy at the last show, he still ripped off his shirt. Freaking almost 80 years old. You don't give a shit. I loved it. Still rips off his shirt, no shame, even afterwards. Fucking, fucking, he's the man. I love Bill Ward. Bill was like, yeah. That's why when I see the end tour, I was like, fuck, because it was great to see Ozzy, Tony, and Geezer. I mean, and it's always great, even just to see when I go see Ozzy, that's always great. But I seen that was the story with the girl I told you about who had to go to the hospital and they wanted me to go. And I said, I'm not missing Sabbath. Remember that year, Bill was there. I was front row at the Nissan Pavilion. Judas Priest opened for him. And holy fuck. Like I was literally right in front of Geezer Butler. And these are the days though where there was just the black bar right there. And then just like the yellow shirt security guards right there. And then the stage is like right there. It wasn't like fucking now. It's like, you're watching from a city block, in your front row. But I get that with Metallica. I like how Metallica though still does the snake pit. Like they still do that snake pit, where people are right there, right, with like giving them that real live experience. You look at if you look back, like on a lot of like if they show the audience on a lot of normal shows, like front row now, it's just so freaking like pushed back. That's why even a lot of big musicians. It might have even been Hetfield or I think, or maybe Anselmo. One of them was saying like they like playing like in those smaller, like intimate type clubs because like it's not that you don't feel it in stadium shows or whatever, but you make those connections though a lot like better, like and they're just more intimate, like with the audience. And I love those type of shows more too, like in Philly, like the Electric Factory going out there and stuff like that. It's just perfect. Like every seat's a good seat. And but I don't know what I'm rambling about now, but she goes, were you on when I was talking about you for like 7 minutes? I don't even think she misses everything. Hi everyone. I was just giving you won you won community poster of 2025, just so you know. I got to figure out what the prize is going to be, but I will get it to you. And that's my word. But the troll is the winner of that. I love seeing that stuff. I just love seeing it. That's why when I tell other people to get involved with this channel, I mean that. It's unmonetized, on whatever. It's anyway. Hey, Loomis, can I get in on there? Yes, boom. Come on in. That's it. It's all to pay tribute though to this man and to also the musicians and Black Sabbath and all the musicians that played though with them as well. And that's what this channel is. And anyone can roll on in. You don't need a fucking Wikipedia and be all, anyone could come. And we also getting good interviews coming up. I had a good interview with Bob Daisley. Pat's interview is dropping on Saturday. Pat actually sings in a band called Madhouse, an Ozzy Tribute, and his show I just had up on. I can't remember. It was it was Saturday. Was it this past Saturday or the one before?
I believe it was this past Saturday.
Okay, yeah. Since my dad died, I can't even like grasp time. It's just weird. I can't explain it. But anyway, like it's just going like this. It's just going big.
Yeah.
Like when I think it's 3:00 from noon, it's actually fucking November fucking 28 when it was November 9th, I thought. Like meaning like that's how
Right.
but that's what happens to time. It's just fucking weird. But anyway, that was the delay too from getting these interviews released. And Jansen's, I still haven't done 2 parts of him as well. And I also have I can't say it though yet, but someone that's coming on that's another, that was close to like a Bob Daisley, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. And if you guys don't mind, the more all we ask for is to subscribe, because then we get the better opportunity though as well too to be able to interview. That's the world that we live in. But even if you watch Rick Beato's show, he always even says, the more that we live in that world, because they have managers and that look at all their stuff first. They don't see it, and so the managers they just look at numbers. That's why people buy bots on Instagram and all that type of stuff, and just to look like they're padded. But if you ever don't check though, like their followers, I guarantee you'll see so many of them. They'll have private account 0 post, private account 0 post. Like, you know what I mean? It's just bots. But my point though being though is that the more subscribers the channel gets, the better opportunities we get to interview some of the more prominent people that were around Ozzy and learn more. And I don't even have to interview them. I'm being dead serious. If someone else wants to interview them, that they could interview them. They want to interview them with me. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
You already know that already goes, Gina, with you. So,
oh yeah,
like that. Just so that's, so that's all that I'm selling is freaking people tribute to Ozzy and Sabbath. That's what we're selling, and and it's not for money. It's just selling just good time memories and keeping the spirit alive. That's what we're dishing. NIB, Warning, Evil Woman, Behind the Wall of Sleep are my favorites. Yeah, Warning is like, well, Black Sabbath, because it's that song that changed everything and stuff like that. Though, but honestly, what do I sit down and jam with more is 100% though. Warning, without a doubt. I love that song, and there's just so many changes to it, and it's long, and I love it, and NIB is fantastic. I maybe Warning and The Wizard. Warning, if I had to pick for me, I mean, it's all subjective anyway. The whole fucking album's fantastic. And the next one's fantastic. Right. The next one after that's fantastic. And the next one after that's fantastic. The next one after that's fantastic.
Right.
Oh, so they didn't let off the gas pedal. And when you think about that, to have that many albums with Ozzy, because a lot of solo bands, like not solo bands, excuse me, but when bands make it, if you ever notice, usually it's their earlier albums that are like the best, because they're hungry and fucking boom, like that happened with Metallica. Let's be honest, Metallica's their new stuff. I'm not putting that down or whatever, but you could tell like they blew a lot of their load, meaning like their iconic albums, Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, and Justice for All, and and the Black Album. I mean, they're killer albums, and and I just what the fuck was my point here? Yeah, when a band first starts out, they're like more hungry and all that. That's when you usually get the best stuff, because they're already good. They already been playing for a while. They're so good that if people are getting ready to, people are signing them. I mean, then they obviously must be good. Then they have a catalog of music already that they've been like working on and stuff like that, you know, or riffs or whatever, and then they put them all together. But it's just,
Right.
um, I just think that people's earlier work seems to be better. But sometimes, though, that could be not always the case. You know, Megadeth's new album's
Right.
fucking
Right.
awesome. Um, a witchy tree in the
What?
house. The
Yeah.
talent band talent is with their bassist. Well, they had Hetfield too, man. He's like probably one of the best rhythm guitarists. Even Dave Mustaine even says that. Dave Mustaine's giving a compliment to Hetfield, and he downpicks the whole time. That's crazy. He downpicks. He's not going like this. He's going like he's hitting the string down and then not coming back up and hitting it. He's just
All the way up.
downpicking. Well,
Yeah.
fuck, like there's a fucking video of him doing master. I think it's the Four Horsemen, and it's the master. No, not the Master Puppets tour. Yeah, it was. It was. I think it is the Master Puppets tour, but or it could have been Ride the Light, or no, it's Master Puppets tour. Anyway, it's in Canada, and they play at like double fucking speed, and it's ridiculous. Might be Master
Yeah.
Puppets, might be Master Puppets, but no, they were beasts, and they were all great. And Metallica would have got to the level it got to, and people are going to laugh about this, but it's the truth though. Without Lars, because Lars, the one that brought that together, like brought that together, like the chemistry and all that stuff, and people weren't bitching about Lars back in the old days and this and that. I remember when one came out. Oh, you see him with the double bass on the darkness and But then when the internet world came out, and there's someone that's could play the drums better than Lars, who isn't in Metallica or nothing. He's just a normal person and all that. But that's great, man. You could play better. But this guy though sacrificed like his whole life and put in the hard work. I mean, because they were living like shit forever, like in fucking when they had left San Francisco, then they came to New York, and they used to call it bologna on hand that they would eat and stuff like that, and like really put in the work though to get. But Lars, after like Cliff died, he was the one, like he was the Sharon of that band. He was like the Sharon of that band with getting shit all set and all that. And if you ever watch Lars in a studio, like because they have videos out, like even with Death Magnetic or whatever, he's so good at like producing, at being like, no, play that 2 times, put a tail in that time. So all that shit comes to play, comes in the, whatever. People are always going to have that, with Lars, and even his kids are fantastic drummers. But, the guy fucking is on top of the world. You can't take that away from him. And in the biggest bands of all time. So, don't even get me started.
And Ozzy.
God.
Well, I mean, all that it wouldn't have been Metallica if we didn't have the Black Sabbath to begin with. It might have gotten there, but I don't know.
No, well, speaking about Metallica, Hetfield just said, like in an interview, he's like, it was like I'm home, like when he first like heard that album, like the first time, Black Sabbath, like and that's what they wanted to do, and that's what changed all of it. Because some people like, Deep Purple have heavy riffs, and Richie Sambora he's unbelievable. But my point being is consistency, and like like even though they said, well, no, this band said heavy metal, so no, I'm talking consistency and just that riffing. Sabbath. I mean, come on, like they got it hands down the first signed known metal band. I don't know if there was one playing around in blues bars or whatever that weren't signed or whatever that we don't know about, but I'm saying in the world that we know of, I would 100% say that and especially they invented like a lot of stuff. I mean, think about Paranoid. Paranoid's close to like a punk rocky type of song, and you really think about it, and they're fucking great. And about that song. Well, then we'll talk about that when that album comes up. But because that song wasn't even be on that album. And the name of that album, that's a good trivia question for anyone out there. What was the name of that album supposed to be? What was the name of the album Paranoid supposed to be? And don't use ChatGPT. I love Newstead. Some family they had him live and his energy and his backing vocals. They didn't know what they had with him. Like that was chemistry. Rob, yes, he's unbelievable. Professional. Rob's a professional. Suicidal tendencies, infectious grooves, Black Label Society, Ozzy Osbourne, Metallica. He's got quite a fucking resume. So my point being is like he's just professional. Newstead to me, because I grew up, don't forget, like I didn't even start discovering Metallica until Injustice for All, because I was born in 81, so that's like when I was like really, really, but my buddy though, Dave Hardy though, introduced me though to like Ride the Lightning and albums like that. But I remember though once the video of One Hit, that's what I remember like the most like as a kid. So Newstead was always that guy while I was alive, that, you know what I mean? Because there wasn't a lot of coverage when I was alive. There could have been, but meaning that I can remember. I mean, how much do we really remember before we're 4 years old? It's not hard. It's my life is like 5 and on, sometimes 7 and on with something, but and I sometimes 15 and on. I don't fucking know. My point, I remember some things. My point being though is that see there, right there goes my mind again. What were we talking?
That's
What was
okay.
I just talking?
We're talking about there goes my mind. Shit. Sorry, guys.
Yes, no.
We're brain farting.
Oh, Newstead. Jason Newstead. So Jason Newstead, though, is absolutely like my guy too as well. Just because like I wasn't around though, like I didn't see Cliff and all that stuff. Like, I didn't see footage of Cliff or anything like that. I wasn't born around that. I'm not saying Newstead was their best bass player in the band. I'm just saying for me, I just think that first off, it should have been Cliff Burton all the way. That was the original for boom. It's terrible what happened. Terrible. The bus gets, terrible. Anyway, after good dealing,
I was fortunate enough to, I was lucky enough to see him live. Yes, I think it was a few months prior, so that was an awesome show.
Yeah, you saw him in '86, and it was like months prior because then I think it was Sweden where the accident happened, and it might have been like 2 or 3 months later after that. But that's just terrible. And Cliff,
that hit hard.
Cliff, I was just saying the original Metallica will be. Some people argue, well, the original Metallica was Mustaine too, because Mustaine though did write mostly all the riffs and stuff on Kill 'Em All, and he had writing credits on Ride the Lightning, and I believe he might have one on Master or something like that. But he had a lot of stuff written when they fired him and stuff like that. But so he's an original as well. But he started Megadeth, which is great. You get 2 for the price. It's fantastic. Just like, hey, I don't mean to sound selfish, but I'm happy that Mustaine got fired, and I'm happy that Ozzy got fired. Because Ozzy didn't get fired, we wouldn't have it would be a whole different world though. Like even like my whole childhood would be different. No Ozfest, no it would just be different, because that's what people need to understand, is that Sabbath was a very big band, yes, back in those days, but not as big as they are now. And a lot of that is because of the music and success of us. And that's just just like Billy Corgan said. He said, like, people used to be like, that's your favorite band? He's like, but now it's cool because Ozzy's an institution to say they're your favorite band. But that's like, and then I'm thinking the whole time, because I'm born in 81, but I'm thinking the whole time when I'm listening to them, I'm like, they weren't always fucking like, as big as like Led Zeppelin and this and that. Like, no, Zeppelin definitely was selling more albums. But the amount of albums, all you got to do is look when they reunited too in '97 as well. And you can even just see in the numbers chart of it all. And I just think that you don't fuck with anything. Even though Ozzy was all fucked up, and he just lost his father too, and he's all fucked up, and they fired him. That just shows that you don't mess with an ingredient. You don't mess with even though he needed his help and all that. Well, I wasn't there. I don't know the situation, but that was the that is Sabbath to me. I mean, sorry, but that is definitely Sabbath to me. The original four. Not knocking
Yeah.
Dio. Just saying.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
there's a lot of people out there too who just like to be like they think it's cooler to be more obscure and like this better than that. Like I am fucking just say what you like. Who cares? I don't care if your favorite song, like they have to find an obscure song. Like when someone asks someone like, "What's your favorite song of this band?" They have to think of like an obscure like they can't like just like even if the most famous ones, just fucking say it. Like you know what I
Right.
mean? People,
Right.
people out there know what I'm talking about. Come on now. Fan made an enhanced bass version of I know, and that's what this isn't well, we could talk about other bands. Metallica and Justice for All would be my favorite Metallica album if it was mixed fucking correctly. And obviously we all know why it wasn't. And because when they were grieved, that's how they grieved Drew Cliff was, and like they were Hayes and Jason. And yeah, that there was barely could hear it. And it's even the engineer to it, it's like, it's a shame in a way because I mean the album sounds still heavy and fantastic, but there's something about it afterwards, like when you just know, like you don't hear the bass, like and then when you hear Odie and Jason for All with the bass, it's just yeah, like they literally know Gina, like I mean, like I don't even think he would they like almost muted him. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like mute, but I mean it was to the point like where the musician could like hear deep in the headphones or whatever, though him doing his thing though, but whereas the audience is like, well, we can't hear,
Right.
so and
Right.
and that wasn't though because he did anything to him. That's just how they dealt with their grief and all that. But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why with something that I have going on, I had to walk away for a few weeks, even though I was in the middle of doing it like crazy right after my pops passed. But I had to take 2 weeks because sometimes even when you think that you're staying busy and you're working, when you're grieving, you don't really understand. You might not be in the right frame of mind, and you're not.
Yeah.
Believe me, you're not. And you
Yeah.
find that out, like then you finally like land. It reminds me of like a bender, I would I walked downstairs and I'm fucking. I was there's like talk. I was having a conversation with my brother about this fucking chicken that was fantastic. I thought it was 2 Saturdays ago, but that got catered here to the house, and he's like, no, buddy. He goes, that was like 40 hours ago and stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. Time's just been weird lately, but I don't know where
Yeah.
that from with time. I ramble a lot, man. I don't know where my thoughts go. Sorry, folks. And I did a lot
No,
of
that's okay.
drugs and alcohol, so don't do that. And been in and out of rehabs and I'm clean for 4 years now. So, yeah, so that's my story. So there's definitely probably a little bit of brain damage going on upstairs, but my apologies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I'm
no, I mean,
California. I got that California sober thing going. So for me, I'm just,
oh, that's sober. I don't
you
even
know,
like. Why do they call it California sober? If you're smoking marijuana, if you're fucking shooting up fentanyl and ruining your life and shooting up heroin and smoking crack and mething it
mhm.
out and doing all that stuff, and then you're smoking pot and that helps you, and you're not doing that stuff, get the fuck going, Jack. Like, are you fucking kidding me? That's sober. That's sober. And I don't
Yeah.
think that's a drug. Like, I don't think it's a drug. Like, it doesn't get synthetically like typed to added chemicals. It's a fucking flower planet growth from the fucking earth that has medicinal purposes as well. And
Right.
I don't like because I see it happen because I work in the drug and alcohol, have worked in Center City, Philly. I work for like some of the biggest ones in the country, American Addiction Center, and I know it well from just living that life and then also working in those places that you just there goes my point, Gina. There goes my miles. I lost
Well,
my
we're
thought.
talking about my short-term memory and the being California sober.
Oh yes. So all I'm going to say is like when I was doing what I was doing, and when I almost lost my leg and had 3 surgeries in 5 fucking days and
Yeah.
fucking all that type of shit, and still got high right afterwards. All that stuff like that. Then you look back on it and you're like, what the fuck, you know? But my point though being though is that if I was to able to just smoke weed and get rid of that life that I crazy, the chaotic fucking life I lived in, and it was just weed, and so that no, I would consider myself sober.
Right. Now my husband
I'm not like,
doesn't.
you know, your sobriety is your sobriety, and I'm not making up
Right,
excuses
right.
for people.
No. But this was always my first go-to. You know,
And I don't even smoke
if you put
anymore. I don't
if
smoke
you
anymore.
put one in front of me and some, a bud in one hand and dope in the other, no matter what kind of dope it is, I would always pick the bud first. Because that's just me. But
But
that's
this
that.
is what I'm trying to tell you too is everything I just told you.
Yeah.
I don't even smoke no anymore. So it's
Right.
like that. That's so that you would think I'm just no, but I'm telling people out there coming from a recovering addict of over 4 years, fucking smoking pot is okay as long as
Right.
you are still, as long as you're not just fucking every day you wake up smoking pot, living like a piece of shit, and not doing nothing with your life or something though like that. If it's not affecting your life and it's not affecting your work life, your finances, this or that, and fucking have fun because
Right.
booze is way worse.
Right.
Booze is
Way
way
worse.
worse,
Yeah.
and that's just a fact.
Yeah.
And but we're institutionalized minded in a way of like, because of the legality of it.
Yeah.
Like growing up seeing the neon bar signs and always being in there snorting coke on the fucking back urinal every or whatever the fuck I
Yeah.
was.
God,
But
I remember. Shit. I just
oh,
flashed back
worst
to
though,
something
remember
when you
those?
said that.
What's that?
When you said sniffing on the urinal or whatever, it flashed me back to when I was at work and my boss gave me a line and it was on the back of the toilet tank and I remember doing it. It just flashed me right back,
Yeah, no, I didn't
Bam.
ever. No, like
Like
listen,
bam.
I was the preparer though of all of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like if someone had one on the toilet and there's like, yeah, it's like, come on, man, like somewhere a little better, but we usually have like a little tray thing or something like that. But the worst though is when I was such a drug addict though, like when the cocaine though, like sometimes though, like we would get it and it was just the guy got fucked up. He thought that we wanted rock and not powder. And so we ended up getting rock. And I remember this day because people around here were flush and we had to fucking drive up by the Poconos to get it. And there was no going back. So we're smoking rock tonight, and I mean, that's my mentality. So that's why I can't
Right.
drink.
Right.
I never woke up and needed a drink, like going, oh my God, I need a drink. I just, once I tasted it, I couldn't stop. The only reason why I drank was to keep like the
Right.
pills I was popping to last longer. Like that, truthfully, that's
Yeah.
what, that's why I wanted to yeah. And it was just all fucking, just all a mess. But pot,
Yeah.
give me a fucking break. Like that's
Yeah.
fucking child's play. And even Gracie, I saw your Instagram. You even know Gracie, and I liked it. And she goes, "There's a big picture of some nice. I saw some purple in there, nice looking nuggets." And she goes, "I live my life a quarter pound at a time, or something." It was no a quarter. It
Oh,
was a quarter. Yeah, no, that
she's
was way more than.
awesome.
But I was like,
She's
"Fuck
fucking
that."
hilarious, dude. She posted something with a peacock one time. It was so funny.
Yeah, no, she's the best though, and
Yeah.
um, also too, Sweet Leaf, amen. But
Yeah. Sweetly.
don't down on now. But what I'm saying though is that's coming from a guy though that's not even though doing that, and that's like I hate. That's why and I'm not listen. I'm not done knocking Alcoholics Anonymous or nothing, but I
Right.
see it so many times where someone is doing fantastic. They're smoking weed though, right? They let that out, and the people in the rooms are like make them uncomfortable. And then because you got to remember, right when you start your sobriety, you're very vulnerable. So you would think instead of tender and catering to them, instead of being like, oh, Susie's fucking smoking pot. She's fucking not fucking clean. But Susie, was a fucking crackhead sucking dick in the fucking back alleys her whole life and fucking, for crack. And, but now she is trying to live a productive life and is working and smokes a little bit of medical marijuana. And you're going to make her feel like a piece of fucking shit because she smokes fucking medical marijuana. So, that's why I do my own stuff for sobriety. That's really about the people.
And my husband's just like you, there are people that are in, I'm sure, the program. There's, that do that and don't really count it because more than likely it's because it's legal. But anyways, that's my issue.
Back to it. Back to Black Sabbath. Like, listen, these lives are hard though to keep on track. We're gonna have to because some guy, and then he wrote me back though, and he was like, cool. He wrote, why is this guy talking about the new workout thing or whatever he's good? That was like an Ozzy talk, but I fucking the title of that Ozzy talk though was Bob Daisley reaction, like because I talked a little bit about that interview dropping, but then the rest. So people that don't know and they just stumble upon that, I get it. They're like, the fuck is he talking about, Bob Daisley? Who is this guy? He's fucking out of his mind, fucking running he can't even think straight, and fucking he's talking to fucking, I don't know who's he talking to because they don't know because it's not live. You know what I mean? But but it was alive. So it's like, I don't know, but they're fun. They're fun to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoy it.
I am not by any means some professional interviewer or host for that matter. I'm a producer. That's what I do. And that's that. And, but I have fun doing these or whatever. Like, I'm not like, 1964, I can't I can't be like fake at all. Like I have to, like someone told me the other day, they're like, Loomis, you need to get your camera and you need to start writing down face reactions and start going and taking a picture of it. I go, if I ever fucking do that, shoot me in the fucking head. Like I'm not going like just listen, I'm not putting down other content creators or whatever, but I was supposed to like, let me do the thing. Holy shit. Like, cause that's I get it. Okay. But no, I can't. And even if it would help though, what we do, meaning we don't make nothing on this whatsoever, but meaning though on, Mia Keith on Mind Over on MOM, on our show, we still want to do that. I just know we wouldn't be able to. Like, it's just not in my intuition. Like, I can't be fake. Like, I can't. I even if I can't even be paid to be fake. And I can't be bought with either. So, fuck.
Right.
Anyway, back to this
I'm
epic
not a
biography of Black Sabbath.
Yeah. But just let me throw out there on my side that neither I am a host at all. I mean, I was just a guest, just like you guys in the chat room right now. So, you get over the first time, and then the second time's easier, and after that, it's just normal.
I need laughs lately. I'm not myself, trying to pull out of the fog, though, by being here. Well, I hope that we got you some. I hope we got you laughing. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm just being honest. Like, you're just being straight honest. I just can't do that. I feel that. So, like I said, I'm glad I could be there for you. You have a cat rescue, guys. For quarter pound. That's like Cheech level. See how these lives are tough. Fucking what are you leftovers? I'll call it. But anyway, what I'm saying though is, I hope though, Witchy, that you're feeling a little bit. But I can't stand. I hear good friends of mine or just anyone just being in pain. I just don't like hearing when people are in pain. Yeah. No one should be living in pain, like constant pain. Like you know what I mean? Like I hate it. I hate it. Who loves it? But I'm saying, like I genuinely though fucking hate like when people get like sick, not because I'm phobic. I could be you in California. Like I fucking don't like when people that I talk to are hurt. I guess. I guess
Yeah,
I'm compassionate. I guess I have some
she-
compassion.
she's going through it right now. I mean, you know,
Yeah, that's the other thing
God
too.
bless
Like,
her.
with these lives and all that, like I don't even know if I'm even like my mind's even right yet to even be doing them. But like when we were talking about the agreement thing before, but you know what? You got to get back up in the fucking saddle and keep fucking moving. And
Right,
and
right.
so let the chips be fall. People are either gonna
Yeah,
like you, not like you, do this or that, like whatever. We have no control of that, and that's that. And this
right.
isn't about any of us. It is about what's for the fans, but this isn't about me. And this isn't about you. This is just to pay tribute. Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath, Randy Rhoads, everyone who was every musician who we played with, all that. That's what this channel talks about. And yes, of course,
Right,
we talk about other metal stuff like Metallica and stuff like that. And other bands are going to pop up. I mean, not
right.
just Metallica. I talk about fucking any bands. I can talk to you
Yeah,
about 100 bands probably that people never heard of, though. But I'm saying though that like there's nothing wrong with that because these bands, a lot of them, like they're all they all come from the tree of Black Sabbath.
absolutely.
You know,
Agreed.
uh, and it's like Sabbath's that tree, and like they're the branches. Some have a sturdier branch to hold on to, but you know what I mean. The bigger ones, But I'm saying though that there are, like what's his like Sting would be the bottom twig. I'm just kidding. I just remember when Ozzy goes. At least I wasn't.
It could be worse. I could be Sting.
Yeah, it'd be worse. Like it'd be Sting. That's like the best line ever.
Oh, that's so
I
hilarious.
and
Him and Kelly.
how about
Kelly was
Sting gets $2,000 a day for the rest of his life from P Diddy for not asking permission to sample his song? I know that made no sense. I'm sorry, but I forget the song. But it was they used "I'll be missing you, I'll be kissing you, I'll be watching you." I know, I know,
This was after they said no, right? Because I
no,
think
I know,
Sharon,
I know. I'm not. I should just play it on the fucking piano. I can't. I don't. I fucking listen to my voice. It's horrible. I can't sing for shit. But
yeah,
every breath you take, every other, I'll still be where or wishing you or some shit like that. P Diddy took that fucking song without asking, and
yeah.
Sting said, "All right." And then for the rest of P Diddy's life, he has to pay Sting $2,000 a day. Like that's just like side, like you know what I mean? Like that's just like side a day. So
Yeah.
like I mean, would you like to have $2,000 a day?
Hello. Sign me up.
Yeah. So what is that though? I mean, just that alone, right there, from that happening though, alone is fucking 100 and we have 52 weeks. 52 times two is 108. So 108 times 2,000 is I'm not good at math at all. I probably fucked up the first part.
100. 1.08.
Well, yeah, I know that part. But what I'm saying though is the there's 52 weeks in a year, right?
Right.
So you times that by 2,000.
Right. That's 50.
No,
That's
no, no,
that's
no, 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 no. I forgot daily,
104,000, right?
daily. There's 365 days. It's not weekly. He pays them daily. So it's 365. My apologies. So it's 365 times 2,000.
Ah,
$730,000 just from that alone.
right.
Nothing to do with his like album sales, tour sales, fucking
Right.
sponsorships, and his. I mean, that's like in their word. That's the cookie jar.
Right.
It's the
Right.
cookie jar. It's the piggy bank. But yeah,
Just like with Lemmy. Lemmy made more money helping Ozzy with the few songs that he helped with off that than he ever did the whole time he was with Motorhead. So, that's saying something.
Well, yeah, and also Ozzy even in almost just so many interviews though where he's like, I always could come up though with like great though titles and great starting lyric things, and Lemmy though could just boom. And he's like, I brought him this book. I forget, it was about World War II or whatever one time for a lyric, and he goes, we'll be back. He goes, Lem, I'll stop back in what, like 3 days or whatever. Lemmy goes, no, come back in 3 hours. Ozzy's like, what? Ozzy comes back in 3 hours. Lemmy goes, these lyrics, though, he had 3 sets of lyrics. He goes, these lyrics here are shit. These lyrics here are, I think that's how it went. And he goes, these lyrics here, I think that's to go. And then he picks up the book and he goes, and by the way, the book sucked. Ozzy goes, you read the book? The book had like 300 fucking pages in it. Like, Lemmy was he was that guy playing his fucking game at the Roxy, but he was, and,
dude, he had a tank,
badass drunk, drinker, but he was an intelligent motherfucker.
Dude, he used to get in his tank and just drive it a few feet back and forth all the time. I mean, he actually bought a fucking tank. I was like, really? That's crazy. That's crazy. Really crazy.
Very, very intelligent man. And
history buff.
And Ozzy, it's sad. It was like in that interview I was just watching where he's like, I miss Lemmy, and he's talking to the lady, and he's like, they're all going, like, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I never thought that I would outlive there, and he's like, and obviously it's sad now because he's passed, but like, yeah, like him and Lemmy though were real tight. He really missed Lemmy. That broke his fucking heart when Lemmy passed.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He brought that up probably on like 13 different fucking like interview things that I at least saw, like, just bringing up Lemmy's death. And plus though, Lemmy loved they were like fucking this, like he loved them. He actually, and I know this is a Sabbath thing, I'm going to change the cover because this show is more open-minded, like I'm just going to put we're back or something, because we'll break down the actual album when we got to get that one out of us. It's like when teams are warming up, or like like when you don't do one in a while, you just vomit a bunch of stuff.
Hey, we have fun doing it though. I'm sure.
No, I know, but what I mean though is like the title, like Black Sabbath, the album,
right?
And I'm fucking smoking crack because the guy at the Poker Nose didn't have the fun. People are like, "What the fuck is this? Who is this?"
Yeah, I hear you.
But we have fun talking. But we are though talking though about Ozzy and his memory, because we're talking about Lemmy and these stories are all that. It's just that, I fled off topic, but it's the first one back, so give me a little bit of time, and I'll be back.
Do you know this album came out on a Friday the 13th?
Oh yeah, Black Sabbath. Yeah, February 13th, 1970, Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th, insane. So that just adds to the mystery right there of them.
Album on Friday the 13th, you see that witchy woman, and you just open it up, and then you see the different imagery and the artwork, and you fucking just hit the needle, and then you just hear the rain and the bells, and oh my god, fuck.
Yeah.
So insane. Good. So good.
Yeah. I
and
agree.
Voice, like if you listen to other voices doing it, just you can't. Like his voice is just too haunting in it. It's fucking scary as fuck. It's haunting.
And, especially on this album, man. His singing was just absolutely phenomenal. Not to say he wasn't later on. He was just as good later on, but in this one he was, what was he, 19, 20, 21 or something like that?
Yeah, oh, he was a baby, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they just went in and they did this in less than 2 days. They recorded it in like 12 hours, 2 separate things. And they just went in and set up their shit and played.
On 8-track. And that was it. And then there's something though they recorded in Ozzy's basement. I think though that's when though they were working on War Pigs though. With if you ever heard the version though where the different lyrics of War Pigs, and don't forget though that album Paranoid wasn't supposed to be called Paranoid, and the way Ozzy he breaks its balls because even the cover of it and all that he's like, there's a fucking pink pig and it's called Paranoid. I don't understand. And the name of the album was supposed to be called War Pigs. But then they changed it to Paranoid. And Ozzy's in there and he's like, there's a pink pig on the cover. And like with like fight and thing, like, was resembling war. The album was supposed to be called War Pigs. Where the fuck does Paranoid come from? The way he explains it's great.
Yeah.
But he's like, all right, whatever. But so then they had to fucking leave. And they're like, we need one more track, and they're so used to writing like longer songs, and we need like a 3-minute track, and that's when Tony came up with that. Tony Iommi just came up with that, and then I actually, actually, this isn't the episode. When we do Paranoid, I actually have the vocals. I got the video of the vocals of their Ozzy's isolated vocals. Just doing the melody without the lyrics, but there's like their lyrics. He's not going like la la la. He's saying words, but they're completely different, and he's just like putting his melody to it. But for that episode, we'll be able to share it when we cover that album because that's their second album, which is the next album. And so, and we'll be with these lives because sometimes we have a good time. People are still chatting with us. I don't like to just okay, gotta go now. We're going to cover the topic for me and you. I say a good solid half hour and then go into the chat, get their reactions from what we were talking about. And then we could have some fuckery like this. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. We've all been here. A lot of us in the chat room and here, been, from the very beginning. It's been awesome. I wouldn't change it for anything.
No, I know.
This morning I saw a video. Kelly puts out shorts all the time, and I saw the one where she was crying and sad. And normally she's very happy, feeding the farm animals and
Well, listen, you're only seeing what's on camera. You got, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was bawling my eyes out an hour before I even did this.
Right.
And tonight I maybe like that. The Instagram's a highlight reel.
It's the first time she's actually done that. Most of all the others were very, just family things, Sydney, whatever. I mean, but she was sad, and it broke my heart today. Made me cry.
Yeah. But I mean, those so what she did on camera happened 2,000 times already since he passed. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt. So, she, I guess wanted to express her feelings, and talking is always good, and her emotions to the world.
Right.
That's great. That's great. I just and then when she comes on though and talks about Sydney and doing the other stuff and all that stuff, she doesn't want to be on there constantly just being like, I get it though, because every time I even bring up my dad dying, I'm like, I get this weird feeling of don't bring that up. Everyone goes through hard times. So who are you to be upset? That maybe that's just me. I feel guilty to be upset at times. It's weird. But anyway,
well,
point being is, that you got to remember that that's only you see a minuscule of their life, like on camera.
Right.
So, I mean,
she's trying to keep it a positive vibe about all the posts that she does. So I was kind of surprised and a little bit taken aback when that posted today, because, like I said, it just broke my heart. Poor thing. I mean, I know.
Yeah, she's going through it hard. And, that's
right.
That's just got to be,
right now what that feels like.
It's devastating. Yeah. Ozzy Osbourne wasn't my father. I don't give a fuck. I had the greatest father in the world. If you know what I'm saying.
Right.
So as much as I love Ozzy, I wouldn't trade him for my father. I love my father.
Right.
That point being though is that that's like, even they even said it with the time thing. I totally know now what they're talking about. Like when they said it at that table,
Yeah.
like time, like we can't grasp on it. I'm like, yep. And it's fucking James. It's like my dad died November 2nd. I was doing an Ozzy time at 12:30 a.m. and fucking and then I took that down. But that was November 2nd. Holy fuck, that's over 2 months ago. And it's that just blows my mind. Thanksgiving happened, Christmas already happened. It's just everything blur. It's like I got shot out of a cannon, and
Yeah.
you could, and then you'll hit the ground for like, at a time, here and there, and then you'll look and you'll be like, oh my god, it's fucking 4 days later. It's like I was explaining it, like I said, my brother about the chicken before. I was talking about, I was like, I felt like on Christmas, like I was just blackout drunk and I didn't have a
Yeah.
sip. Like, it's just, so grief could actually give you blackouts, which I didn't know,
Oh
so.
yeah. I've seen that too. I've seen a lot of grief.
Oh, I did that absolutely does. And
Yeah.
she's shattered. She's going to be shattered for a long time. And
Yeah.
we live in a sick world too, where people are like, "Oh, look at her. She's taking this or taking that for her weight and shit like that and all that." Like people are just fucking because they want a reaction. They're fucking disgusting and sick.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
listen, they're human beings at the end of the fucking day. Okay, they're
Right.
they're not fucking. They're human. So and then when the family asked, we asked everyone respectfully, don't fly drones over the Ozzy's burial
Right.
and try to get pictures. Well, I saw an Ozzy fan club page post drone pictures of it, and I just wrote like, "You fucking scums."
Oh no, that's horrible, Loomis.
What?
You shouldn't. They shouldn't. It's on the computer now.
What's
That's
horrible that I called them scums?
No, it's horrible that they have it. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Oh, and everyone though in the comments though wasn't even complaining at all either, because nobody can listen. Everyone did this bubble poppy fucking normal, like when people who aren't like really, really love like the man, the music, the everything on all that shit. They just want to see like and talk about this and that. They probably don't even realize that it was a picture. No, on it. They might even think, oh yeah, that's them showing it because it's okay, because maybe they didn't see the clip of the family saying like, we don't want it anyone, like they said, if anyone, because they caught someone and then they just said, for future references, please don't do that. We're asking nicely for this and that. And then I see that pop up, and I just, I couldn't hold my tongue. I just said, "You're a fucking scumbag." And then I
Yeah.
said, like, I made a little clip of like when they said it, and I just put that in the comments thing. So, but yeah, like if I
That's
was ever,
horrible.
like if you ever caught me trying to look over their property because to see Ozzy's, I would fucking no. You don't do that.
He's there
Like
for a reason. That
same thing.
he come on, man. He saw what happened to Randy's mausoleum
Yeah,
and
I was
all
just
that
gonna say it's
stuff.
not just Ozzy.
So
It's like Jim Morrison's freaking head. Some wacko thought he had it that Jim's in my soul now.
right.
Like it's
He
just
doesn't
like
want that.
Jesus
He didn't want
Christ.
that. Yeah. I mean, I get it.
Excuse
I
my
get that.
language, but I mean I just I like when it comes to death and stuff like that, it's off. With family, it's off limits, man. It's off
Yeah.
limits,
Yeah.
and it's just you don't ever and also people who talk shit on people who are dead. Like Joe Buffalino always tells me it's the most coward thing in the world to fucking do. They wait till they die, they can't defend themselves. So now talk shit, make up rumors
Yeah.
about people or this or that when they're not here to defend themselves. People
Right.
just love drama and love chatty. And do you know what Jimmy did? And do you know what Susie did? I'm not talking women. I'm saying male and female. And
Yeah.
we're drawn like chaos and drama. I guess I don't know.
I don't know. People ask me things like that. I'm like, I don't want to know. The less I know, the better off I am. If I say I don't know, I want to be truthful about it. So don't tell me a fucking thing. I don't want to hear it. You know?
No, 100%. That's horrible. And that was at
It
33.
is.
No, at 9:33. Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. It's some people, man, horrific. Good job, Loomis. No, I was right on him. Ozzy fans are pretty protected. That's grounds for an ass whipping. It absolutely is. Sure,
Yeah.
Jane. Sure, Jane. Oh, and I'm so crazy with that uh I put up though a clip because Jack was he liked the clip and everything like that. And it was just a funny clip though of Ozzy explaining though, just being like, I want to be cremated, I want to be this or that. I was thinking and looking like, dude, I fucking love the man more than fucking my heart and soul. My fucking point being is he was being like funny and goofy, and Jack was like this, and it was just like a nice little like funny like moment. And everyone though like loved it, and everyone commented. And then one person said, "How dare you fucking disrespect making money about this?" I'm like, what the fuck? And then,
Yeah.
but then no, I thought about it, and I was like, I didn't disrespect because I know I did. I know I didn't disrespect, but I don't want to even touch that because it is death, and it is, and I
Yeah.
don't do that like to try to get clickbaits or like or this or that. I just thought it was a nice moment with him and his son, and Jack even liked it. Not I mean on my thing on it was over on Instagram on this one fan page, and yeah. So but I get it, and I I took it down, so yeah, that's all, that's if I made a mistake, I apologize. I wasn't trying to um everything's fucking out there. Everything in the world like is fucking out there. Like, so
Yeah.
and set out there and this or that. So
Yeah.
but at the same time, because I have a life that that we all have a life, and life is just goes by fast and stuff like that. And that's the short that I put up that day, and I put one up every day, as you know. But that I put one that's what I put up though that day and stuff, and then I should have gave it like more of a thought. I just think I should have gave it more of a thought, so that's why I took it down. So that's all. I always
Yeah.
own up.
Yeah.
I'll always own up when um, I feel I'm off or wrong or whatever. IZ fans are pretty protective. That sounds for grass ass whooping. Yeah, man, flying drones over
Yeah.
their property and then alone. Like, just imagine, like, they're in that house and they're this and that, and then you hear the fucking drones, and then like me, because even like me, like when I walk around in this house, it happened before. Like I was fine, and then like I saw a picture of my father, and then boom, immediately I got like real upset. So you hear them immediately, not saying that he's not on the mind constantly, like they all are on the mind, but there's moments though that you have during the day that are great, that you're like, okay, I'm getting through. But then you hear that shit and draw and all that stuff. And not only the reminder of, oh, that they're going to see my father who's laid to rest out back, like that reminder that's upsetting because he's passed and it's still so fresh, but just the fucking total lack of fucking respect and scumbaggery, so people could get a picture of his grave so they could fucking sell it to like some type of like crazy you know news outlet or some crazy collectors out there. Like, there are people out there that are like, listen, if you could get a drone and you give me something, if you give me Ozzy's grave, I'll pay you for this. Even maybe a radical fan, like, there's radical fans too, that you got to be
Right.
careful of too in that world though.
Right.
When you're in show business, there's fucking, it's like they vicariously almost live through their lives. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird, I vicariously like live through like music and songs and stuff like that, but like I don't vicariously live like through the internet. I still like to try to live life and get out there and enjoy it, and you know all that type of stuff.
Right. That's
You
why
know,
I live on the mountain.
yeah, you don't see kids playing anymore or this or that, and the new society. That's why you'll never hear like a new genre of type of music like a Sabbath or like whatever. Like me, and yeah, maybe you'll hear a new genre of music. I shouldn't say that wrong, but with AI and everything that's going on, that's just going to go to a whole new other weird fuckery level.
I don't fucking like the music that's out now because they're not even, they don't have an instrument. None of them even.
Well, if it's
Uh,
the and it's not
it's a
auto tune.
few.
It's the it's the different recording too sound of it. It's because it's not raw. It's not
Yeah,
raw. It's all
yeah,
added up to sound good. It's
right.
something that probably doesn't sound good, and
Yeah,
then they fucking mix it up to make it sound fucking good.
yeah. I don't know. I'm over that stuff. That was funny what Kilo said right there. Do you remember what Sharon mailed in those Tiffany boxes, Loomis?
Oh, about Waters?
No, yeah, in the Tiffany boxes.
Yeah, but I heard that she was gonna. No, wait, no, is this a different story? I have a
She
couple of
did do
stories.
it to someone. That's what yeah, Kilo made a comment. It's
Shit,
up on the screen. Huh?
there's no. I heard that she wanted to shit, and I heard maybe it wasn't a Tiffany box and
Yeah,
sent it to Waters, but then she goes, "Shit is better than him. Shit comes from the earth," or whatever the fuck she said. But yeah, it was to that degree. So she's like, he doesn't even deserve that. Few
right.
people think Waters was one.
Yeah,
She filled them
right.
full of dog shit. Yeah,
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 absolutely right.
yeah. No, I know. Yeah,
Oh,
you
please.
know. She also would shit in Ozzy's weed. Imagine that. Like you're on there, he's on
Yeah, yes,
vacation
she
in fucking
did.
Hawaii. He grabs his fucking weed her shit though. She shit in his way. And his weed in his fucking
That's hilarious.
yeah.
I think I saw a clip one time when that had happened, and or maybe yeah, she was talking about it, and she asked one of the kids if they'd do it for her, and they ever flipped out over it. They're like, no.
No, yeah. And fucking um she wanted though to send it that though, but then she was just like
Right,
that goes back though to what I
right,
then I put a video up on it though that everyone I didn't even get one comment that disagreed, and the video had thousands of views, but about
right.
talking about the whole scenario, and that's that whole. The guy wasn't even asked a question about Ozzy. He just brought him up out of nowhere because he wanted just to be. He had so sick he is. Like he just wanted to be out there and in the limelight and be controversial and say something. And he's just miserable all the time. He's just a miserable fuck.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
whatever. Didn't he have David Gilmour, who's like, what do you think of the passing of Ozzy? He's like another fucking legend,
Right.
and pure class. So now you can see. I used to be like back in the day because Waters is a genius. What do you call it? Songwriter. I'm not going to take that away from him. I mean, he wrote The Wall, The Dark Side of the Moon, fucking a lot. Wish You Were Here. A lot of a lot of his stuff came from fucking Roger, and then Dave. I mean, you needed Dave too because then if you didn't need David
Yeah,
Gilmour,
but I mean,
Rick Wright and Nick Mason. You need the all chemistry anyway. But what I'm saying though is that he's just a fucking piece of like ever since. So ever
he's
since
a
like he
fucking
got
piece
like
of shit.
he's
Yep.
insecure. He tried to get the band name Pink Floyd. He took him to court. He didn't win, and then they started being. He didn't think that they would not be. I don't know, but they were successful without him and selling out arenas still. And he really resented that. And then, then he came out with his Radio Chaos with the solo album. And then I like Pros and Cons. Eric Clapton's on guitar on that. And then and Amused to Death. But yeah, like nothing, nowhere. It was just looking for clout. That's all it was. And he knew what he was doing. And the only reason why I say he knew what he was doing was because the podcaster didn't even bring Ozzy up. Waters just out of nowhere just goes, oh, and you hear Ozzy Osbourne died. Bless him. Then he went into the whole crazy rant. Yeah. So he's
Yeah.
seeing all the love that he was getting, especially in the UK. He's seeing
Yeah.
all the love that, and it was huge, even everywhere. It was fucking global. But, and he just doesn't like that. And
Yeah.
that's just That's how he is. So fuck him. He's a dickhead.
He's a dick. Yep. He can kiss my ass.
He is
That's
like
for
the, do you
sure.
know what I mean? No, like, and it's crazy for me saying this because I mean, I'm a Floyd nut. Like, I got this before we were able to get tattooed. Like when I was 17 on my chest, fucking, and I saw him in concert at the End of Flesh tour, all that stuff. But then when he started getting crazy political stuff, like changing his concerts to like a political show, I started being like, whatever, this and that. But and then seeing just him in interviews, just being so fucking arrogant. Like Joey
Yep.
Diaz said it best. He's like, listen, I can't deal with fucking with arrogance. Like when people think they're better than fucking you, or they get out of a car certain way and they think they're better than whatever. Like my father taught me, you fucking treat the fucking whoever the fuck the Pope and the fucking garbage fucking man, whatever, the same. Or the homeless person, the same. We're all human, you know, but
Right.
it's like cunty, and he's so humanitarian. Well, then how come though you can't stop when someone just says, "Hi, Roger"? You got to fucking be a cunt all the time to him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you got Ozzy,
Agreed.
who fucking lived for his fans, and
Right.
this guy's just laughing at all of his supporters all the way to the bank. You don't give a fuck
He,
about his.
yeah. He
You
didn't
don't.
just live for his fans. He died for his fans as well.
And this one thing about Ozzy Osbourne, though, about you can't say like he truly did, like he truly loved his fans. Was it for the
Yeah.
money? Was it for this? No, of course, the beginning and stuff like that. Yeah, we want to make it in a band, be rich and famous, this, that. But for what he did to get on that stage,
Yep.
and the doctor told him it's going to kill you, you know,
Knowing that. Yep.
that's why I was wondering, she was like this the whole time on the side of the stage, a wreck. Because
Right.
like he could have just went like that right in the
Yeah.
chair. And like,
Yeah.
you know, and my buddy Peach is a crazy Ozzy fan. He's like, when he was sick a while ago, sorry, with the ATV accent. He's like, he was like all worried and stuff. And I was like, yeah, fucking, this sucks. What the fuck is going on? Fucking, you know,
Right.
I just saw him with Jason Newsted. And then fucking, that's what broke Newsted up because Ozzy had to stop after that injury. But that was like the beginning of like, him though started to deteriorate though, but he had the Parkinson's in 2003, I believe, and it didn't announce it until 2020. And then with that neck injury and then the surgeries he was getting nonstop, constant surgeries. And don't forget, it's Ozzy Osbourne, the stuff he put in his body over the years. He partied like a fucking animal, so he couldn't keep it, and he got
Yeah.
sepsis at the end. And that's what really fucked him was the
Yeah.
sepsis and the
Yeah.
antibiotics. They kill everything. And his immune system and he's 76 years old. Ozzy Osbourne, 76 years old, is still, that's still unbelievable for the way how that man though lived his life. It's still unbelievable. It fucking sucks though.
Absolutely.
This is the
I
first
don't
year
think.
without.
I think he was when he went. He was happy. He accomplished the big goal of getting
Great.
to what he wanted to do. He
Yeah.
went through a lot of fucking hell to get there. They all did, you know. It was humongous. This whole experience. I don't know. It's
Oh
kind of
yeah.
strange. It's almost like he knew it was coming. So, let's just do it. And they did openly talk about that. Him and Sharon. You know that this is the end, pretty much. This is it. Um,
Yeah. And it's sad. And
yeah.
it's the first major person who I didn't know who I met. I actually um because I got scared from my move here because I came here from my house though to help like with my pop and stuff. But then I was like, I like almost had a heart attack. I thought I lost all the original though, fucking Polaroid.
Ooh,
Found
there
found
you
the
go.
original from this was back in 2005 at the Prince of Darkness box set release, and the girl I was with, she won. Like if you got a certain thing, because we are in like the club on their website or whatever, and she ended up winning and taking me, and it was the same girl whose sister at that show I was telling you about. But funny thing is, so you're able to talk to him and this and that, and like for like good 3 to 5 minutes tops, if that. But he was, you know, cool as fuck, and just what I just couldn't believe though what he said to me. It just blew my mind. He didn't have to say that because I was walking away. But anyway, she goes, because you were only allowed one picture. She goes, well, come on. That's before. So it's my girlfriend, and there's Ozzy, and she's like, let's go. I go, what? She's like, yeah, let's get our picture taken. I go, wait. I go, if I get one by myself, could she get one by herself too? They're like, yeah, you just can't have one with two people and then one with yourself. And I knew at the time I was 20, whatever. I'm like, I'm not marrying this broad. Like, you know what I mean? So I was smart because otherwise this thing would be cut. So I
Right.
was right.
Right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I got punched in the face a few times on the way home from that excursion, but those blows were worth it because
Yeah.
I didn't have to cut nothing out. Be careful. Be careful out there. But I was smart of me, Gina, because
Yeah.
I knew I'm 20 some years old. I'm fucking still playing the game, whatever. And well, actually, I wasn't playing no games. I was just fucking ripping and running. And well, no, 20s, I was playing music, which was great, what I remember. But I just, that's the one thing if there's one thing I'm proud of, that I didn't have her in there and I didn't have to cut that up. So that's great.
Yeah.
I played it smart.
Yeah, definitely.
You the man, Lou, man. They taking a pic with Ozzy. You're so lucky. I wish I could have met Ozzy. Oh, and it was like crazy too, man. Like the fire trucks fucking from the NYC, like they fucking were going. They hit on the engine lights so loud, and they fucking over the CB radio, fucking Oz, and then all the firemen like with their arms out of the door going, yeah, like they were screaming, fucking Oz, hey, like with the fire.
That's
It was
awesome.
fucking yeah, it was fucking awesome. It's
That's
amazing.
fucking insane.
But
Love that man.
oh yeah, and then it was like I never. I mean, I know a lot of people that are like in public life and all that, and I don't get starstruck. He was the only one, and like he even had like an aura over him that was like it was just fucking weird, man. But Sharon was there, and Tony Dennis's assistant was there, and that yeah, and then the bodyguard guy was there with the mustache.
Mhm.
And, well, he probably had fucking because this you got to remember too was when Ozzy just erupted after the Osbournes too. On top of it, you know what I mean. So
Right.
that because there were people didn't even realize that he was a musician. Like there's people coming up to him in Boston. Some ladies like Ozzy, what are you doing here? It's like He's like I have a gig, and she's like, you do that too. So like that brought a whole other audience though in of itself. So and that show was still going on. So it was just it was like fucking pandemonium on the streets though. But like people weren't like you had to be invited in, like you had to have to win that thing to be able to
Yeah.
go but because otherwise there's no way to do a signing unless you want to be there for fucking like they would have to clear people with gates across the street like just to try to see him. Like it was insane.
Right.
Like
Right.
and like yeah, it was nuts. It was like a fucking president coming in. Like like this block to the block he came on, they closed when he actually arrived, and it was right before he went on Conan O'Brien because he just got done doing no, he's doing Stern, and then and I love how the Conan O'Brien one's up though because he has the same necklace on right there. It's still up on YouTube from that day, but yeah, at least I could say I shook his hand and at least met him, got to talk to him for a couple of minutes,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. That's
but
kind of nice.
but I didn't know him personally. I knew him from afar. But with Ozzy, compared because I love a bunch of musicians. I'm not just Ozzy Osbourne, but
Yeah, but this one
he
was
was
tough.
he was though my guy though. Like he was just like my like he like anytime I'm bummed out, just fucking listen to
It,
either a song or watch a clip
your
or
constant or your go-to or just that's I
yeah.
mean, that's what I do. Those are my go-tos.
Well, yeah, even when I had use like I showed you the text messages from my friends. Like they're like, I
Right.
didn't know what happened. They're like, are you gonna be all right? Even my cousin who hadn't talked to me in fucking years text me, my condolences. I'm so sorry. And like all my friends are like, are you gonna be all right? Because they know how I am with him. And it
Right.
fucking just I remember it was like a kick to the stomach. And you got to remember at this time for me, my father's passing
After,
downstairs. Is passing downstairs, but I'm still crying though for Ozzy because it was the first one that ever hit me like that. Like I couldn't believe it. And
I couldn't either, Loomis. I cried for almost 3 months
flooded,
straight.
flooded. And also too, like in my own little world and like, in my life, it was like, my dog right there, Ozzy in January. So it's like Ozzy dies, my dog, Ozzy in January to start the year. Then the real
Right,
Ozzy dies, and I know my father's dying this year. So, like, when I remember when Ozzy died, I sat right, my back was right up against this desk right here, and I just remember going, "What the fuck is happening this year?" Like, I just, because I was just losing everyone, just boom, boom, like ping pongs, and and yeah, like I lost my family. It's weird because, like, and people might laugh, but I don't have kids. I'm 44, single, no kids. But my dog was like my child for 13 years. But then that dog's on my lap every day, and then that goes away, and then you lose your favorite person in the world. Um,
right,
and then 3 weeks later, his sister just dropped. It's just like enough's enough. So thank
right.
the ball dropped. 2026 move forward. It's the first year without Ozzy, which sucks. But
Yeah,
and what's weird? Like we still have the content, right? Like we still could easily watch stuff to the end of time. There's so much content out there.
right.
But him being here, at least I did. Like I just you felt it. And then when he was gone, if you're a truth, like if you love him like I love him, when he was gone, like a pee, like you felt like it was like that feeling in the stomach and like hard, like it's just the world looks different. Like it's not the
Right.
same. Like
It,
Ozzy's not here. He was always like he was not always constant.
yeah. 55 years of being a constant. And the only other person I can say that I've witnessed people crying about when they had passed was when John Lennon was killed. Um, that's the first time I saw my dad ever saw my dad cry. So and so I mean I know I have that same feeling with Ozzy. So I mean that's how much of an influence he had on my life. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Helped me get sober, John.
Life
I remember
without him wouldn't have been the same.
2021. I go to fucking 5 rehabs, 2 detoxes in 2021. The last one was a detox because I just kept saying to myself, though, if Ozzy could do it, I could do it. And I go, he's got fucking Parkinson's too, and he's got this and that. And I walked out that fucking door, and with a lot of work and help and psychiatry and all that stuff you got to do,
Yeah.
I'm still here alive 4.5 years later. And when everyone was reading the AA book, I'm not gonna lie, I was reading like I Am Ozzy, but it fucking was helping me though. And then like because they to see my mind at the time, I was looking at it as like, wow, man, look at all the stuff this guy did, and he's able to fucking get off of it, and he has Parkinson's, and that was like a huge step. That's not like what kept me sober, but that was like what you you could you got to get sober for yourself. But before you get sober for yourself, if something else gets you sober, that's great. But then you got
Right.
hopefully you figure out to get it sober for yourself. But something just clicked after that and the Parkinson's thing in my head. I remember I'm like, I'm not staying because remember I'm in detox now and I'm supposed to go upstairs up to the rehab after a detox. So I just said no because something came over. I'm like no, and I know I've been in enough rehabs. I know what you have to do. I know about the steps. I know all that. But my point being is that something came. I just knew, and yeah, I never looked back. And now I'm just I used to be a little calmer because I would have drugs like this sedate me. So now I'm just a fucking loudmouth, annoying son of a bitch. People are gonna have to deal with it because I'm not going back to
So
living.
am I.
Not going back to living that way. So that's for
That's
sure.
why we make a good team.
But that's why, like, I want people to understand like how much like I love though this man because he like from afar like to have the power to do that is just and like that's just said that little bit of time. Like if I wasn't thinking that at that little bit of time, I could have AMA'd like I've done a bunch of times. I went and got high, but I ended up thinking of that.
Right.
had the book immediately brought up, and fucking boom. And like that's what's got me. So like there's that connection of like, even for me being because I lost a lot of my best friends and my stepbrother in 2004, fucking just dead,
Yeah.
gone. And it to drugs. I mean, my father told me, he's like, you're half my age and you've been to more funerals than me. And when I say
Yeah.
stepbrother, he literally just like literally stepbrother, like in this house, stayed here constantly, whatever, not blood, but still my closest human being that I was like ever with, like, my buddy Dave, who was on my back. We would like, we sort of the Flannery family, the big Irish family. I'm like getting upset here, but they have a huge Irish family. I believe it's like 11 or 12. And five of them have five of them, no, excuse me, four of the children have passed away, and the husband and poor Mrs. Flannery, then after Matt just passed away 2 years ago, she couldn't take it and she ended up passing away as well. But just yeah, just terrible shit. So my point though is that I was able to that's why I have that connection and like and so much appreciation for him, because I was able to get sober, like where a lot of people weren't able to get out. I was able to get out, and I attribute a lot of that though to Ozzy, absolutely,
Yeah.
without, because if he could fucking do it, fucking who can't,
Yeah.
especially Parkinson's and stuff like that, and something just clicked. And with sobriety and all that bullshit with drugs and alcohol, everyone's Malibu. I've been in rehabs that gave me my own horse. Fetterman freaking up. We literally had tennis courts, this and that.
Yeah.
No, I went to a state-run facility the last time. It's all about when you want it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It
Right.
doesn't matter what fancy, cool. You should go to a state-run facility. You shouldn't be getting pampered and this or that. You should go to a shitty place that makes you not want to go back.
Right.
That's what I believe
I
anyway.
agree.
But
Hey, bud, I'm gonna have to get going here.
yeah, I know, I'm rattling. We were talking. Not good show
Yeah, I
though.
know.
2 hours
know.
solid though. It was a good.
Yeah.
It was a good. Like I'll call it like the analogy. Like we went for a steam. Like we got the sweat out of like from not doing it for a while. So
Yeah.
just with this episode was like a good getting back into the groove, warm up. And
Right.
next week will be more solid and on trying to stay on topic though
Yeah.
more. But listen, it is what it is. So
We'll do some of those other ones, the pre-record ones. And that'll make it a little easier, I think.
yeah, and I could do those anytime, like with you, as long as it's after 3 p.m. I could do anytime. What do you call it? In any day with you, and on the weekends, that don't matter. So meaning like just go
Yeah.
backstage. We just record it, and then boom, and then I'll edit
Right.
it up. We'll do it like that. All right. Well, thank you, Gina.
Exactly.
Love you.
All
And
right. You're welcome. Thank you, Loomis. I love you too.
I know I was worried for a little bit first when you're like that, but I knew that like you were, with you had a new client and all that stuff. And then, but I was thinking, I was like, oh, I thought you were done and stuff. But then you said you were just trying to give me time. So, but I appreciate that. But,
Oh
don't
yeah.
ever feel
Yeah,
like
no
you're bothering
problem.
me. Don't ever feel like though you're bothering me if you text me or reach out. Don't ever think that.
I won't. I promise.
But no, I get it though. I understand though, like, because on your side, it must have felt like a little uncomfortable, like, because you're just trying to respect the person's boundaries. But
Yeah.
I always like
It,
though when friends will reach out though.
well, being a caregiver, it's kind of in my training to be there for you, but I don't know. It's like I don't know. It's never really, I try not to connect with the family so much as I connect with the patient, because the family is a little bit harder to deal with than the actual patient is most of the time. So I just kind of stick to whatever
Well, yeah,
works for me,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know? So,
yeah.
and when you're in a house, say a house setting with 6 patients and, it's holiday time and they're all getting visitors, it gets a little fucking chaotic,
Uh,
and
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
yeah.
this one
You
wants
you you
tea. That one,
you got
it's yeah, yeah. I'm working right now, so that's good.
yeah,
I
but
like
I'm
it.
saying no, but I mean, like and dude, when you're helping though to some of that, that's I don't know how anyone who's a nurse out there, anyone who does anything like that. I mean, you deserve all the credit in the world because for what I had to do with helping my father was a lot and hard and stuff. But for people that you don't even know and stuff, like that it takes a special person though to be able to do that. So
Yeah. Well, hey, thanks. I mean, but you're special in your ways as far as your documentary and things you got going. We're not. This
yeah,
isn't your
no,
only
but
adventure. You do
it,
have a life outside of this channel. You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah, no, this channel is just for fun and for like it's not monetized. It's not like a goal would be nice to get subscribers so that we could have bigger interviews and stuff like that because
Right.
people look at numbers at times. But as far as like time, money, like no, we'll never make it. No money, no ads. This is just for the fans. So
Right.
everyone know
Right.
that and own it. Well, I'm just going
Yeah.
to finish up these last couple of comments, then Gina, and I
Yeah.
will talk to you. I'll shoot you a text tomorrow or the day after. I'll be in touch.
Okay.
Thank you
Bye,
so
everyone.
much.
All right. Thanks, Loomis.
And
Bye.
everyone is saying, have a great night, Gina, Matt, Gina, I love you. Um,
Oh, love
so,
you guys.
no, and
I
same
love
here,
y'all.
Controller lady, and just
Matt Victrola, thank you.
which
Wow.
woman, which you want. What's up, James Jordan? I didn't even
You
know you were in the
witchy.
house tonight. Oh, Gracie chickened out. Nice talking. Everyone have a great night. I thought Gracie was like those people like that you go out to like the bar and you drink and I would always like be the guy that was leaving the bar at 6 a.m. when the birds are fucking chirping, but like like the crew of people that hang after the bar closes and they're still partying. I would think
Yeah.
I thought that would be how Gracie would roll, but I'm disappointed. But what are you gonna do? Only kidding, Gracie. If you hear this, oh no,
Funny.
she's like, I'm still here. Oh, I thought the live was ending. Well, it was. Well, either way, yeah. Well, that's on me. I can see why you thought that. I apologize, but you know what I'm saying. No, at the end of the bar night hours, fucking ripping and rolling. But listen,
Yeah.
thanks for coming on, Gene.
All right.
We didn't we didn't cover a lot on Black Sabbath, but that's okay. We had to get one out. Like, we haven't done this in 2 months.
Yep.
It's a podcast is like working out or training for something. Like when you stop doing it for a while, like it's not as easy as it looks. Like it really isn't.
Right. Right. We'll have a talk because I kind of have an idea of how maybe things might work a little better in the favor of the channel. So
Yeah,
so
well,
I'll send you a few text messages, okay?
yeah, please
Or I'll
welcome. And
call you.
that goes for anyone too in the chat or out there that anyone wants to see anything on the channel or anything like that. Just say the word. Absolutely. Or certain type
Absolutely.
of
Oh,
topics that
yeah.
we can pre-record them out. And real quick before you go, I could also send
Yeah.
them as premieres, meaning that when it drops, I could time it to drop at like 7 p.m. the pre-record, and it'll do a live chat just for when it's live. And then afterwards, then it stays up like a normal video. So we could do that. So we could still type back to people while they're watching it.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So
Good
I'll
idea.
do just go to bed. All right. I know you're like Loomis.
Okay.
Shut the fuck.
I gotta go to work. All right.
Go to work.
Love you guys.
Love
Mwah.
you.
See you next week. Bye.
Later, Gina. Sometimes I don't shut the fuck up. Sorry. I just want to make sure I got to all the last comments though before taking off. Welcome, Gina. The patrol loves you if you could still hear. But I want to make sure I didn't miss something. Oh yeah, I guess I did make it look like that. Everyone said good night at 10:06. So yeah, that's on me. Um, I should have said I wanted to, I was still gonna just stay just to get the comments, but I think I got everything. Nice talking to everyone. 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 Everyone Love you guys. Night. Stay safe. Thank you so much, my man. Appreciate you so much. Love you, Matt. Victrola. I'm still spry in mind and body. I clean for a living. Nice. Nice. I wish you lived in PA. I'd hire you in a second. And I'd actually be able to get you freaking tons of work around here. You see, but that's what we love about it. Oh, we know that, Loomis. I hope you have a good holiday, Loomis. Desmond, that you too, my friend. Thank you very much for watching. I always appreciate you. And like I was just saying before, these may look easy because I'm just talking or whatever though. But sometimes it's when I'm not like the most professional talking voice. For pre-records, I'll break stuff down and make it. Like I did the Mr. Crowley intro one video. You guys could check out if you want. It's the last video I put up. It's only like 7 minutes long, but it actually tells you who wrote who actually wrote the intro. But there's another guy involved. It's not just Don. So, and nobody knew that for like so long. And that song to me is everything because that's what got me started in music and learning music and wanting to learn about bands and getting into that whole culture of, loving. I never really got into just the culture. I loved all music. I listened to classical music even when I was in high school. I mean, to this day, classical music, I love this do so much. But I'm saying, no, it made me explore more music. It made me learn and how to play. And yeah, it's just, fucking great. Yeah, I'd love to housekeep if I lived closer. Yeah, no, and especially too, I live in an area like on my Facebook, especially too. And a lot of people like it's not like 50,000 people live here in actually in Wilkes-Barre, but there's even like even up in Lackawanna County. So because from Facebook, and I've been doing this type of stuff though for like a while and stuff around here. We started a landscaping business called Spartan Lawn Care. I was like 5-6 years ago, before I moved to Philly, and I was just putting up the fucking ads up on Facebook, and I mean, we were fucking destroying it. And that company now is actually thriving and $1 million company. And but my part though got bought out because I relapsed and had to go to Philly and get clean. So, but just where I live, it's like that town, like everyone like knows everyone, and then also with the followers and stuff that I have up on Facebook and stuff like that, and from their YouTube stuff, yeah, I'd be able to you'd have work every day like crazy. That's why I'm thinking about doing. I'm thinking about getting if the documentary movie biz don't work out, I'm thinking about getting um what the hell do you call it? Power wash. I'm just gonna power wash houses up Harvey's Lake, and I'm gonna make a killing because nobody's doing that around here. Loomy's power washing service, and that's what's been on my mind too for a while. And then get that rocking and rolling for like 2 years, where I could just hire someone, or where I get up to 2 people, and then they eventually end up bringing me an envelope, and I don't even have to go. But I need to talk to my man Matt about that because he knows all about the power washing business. Yeah, always explore. At least I'd have someone to chat about Ozzy with. Well, yeah, at least we have this here. That's what this channel is about. But yeah, I hear you. What? Where you're from, nobody likes Ozzy, Victrola? Who doesn't like Ozzy? Awesome, buddy. Is that hard work? Is that hard work, Loomis? Power washing. It could be if you have to know what you're doing, like with certain chemicals with plants and stuff like that, and depending on what you're power washing, it could be. If Matt was still in here, he's the expert. He would be able to lay it down. But I went and helped buddies do it. They weren't powered like they weren't like they were just doing a side job, and so it wasn't a company or nothing. But I loved it, and there's just something about I always loved just like just shooting the hose and all that type of stuff. And I just know me. I would it's a great little. All you need is a freaking what do you call it? A van. You don't need a very expensive, crazy ass van. And then you just need to get your LLC and also your insurance, which is not a lot of money. Everything to start a good to start. If you hustle your balls off and you get a good, and you have a good, you got to get a great. Don't try to get a cheap power washer because that's what people do, and then they just keep breaking. So you get a fucking real good one. That's why we switched to Honda mowers back in the day because you just get them and then they never break. So, oh my God, how is the show turning into power washing? Anyway, I'm not an expert, but I think Matt did take off because he got confused when Gina though left, and I did say something. But all I know is that's something that I'm thinking though about doing. That's something I would fucking do just to. I want, yeah. I think this coming summer, they don't know. He has solo career. My coworkers think he just did Osbourne. Well. Did you hear what I just said before? I don't know if you were watching because then I get it. It's around for 2 hours and 12 minutes. I don't expect people to watch all the way through of lives, but we are talking about like when I met him right here. But there's the original Polaroid. When I met him, that's when that was going on, the Osbournes and all that fucking stuff. And it was fucking like madness. But like I remember like talking outside and because I don't know if you're listening, like me and my girlfriend at the time, we won 2 things on Ozzy's website to be able to go and meet him. So for the Prince of Darkness box set release. So it's like that was fucking great. So we go there, but there's a lot of people outside because they just know that he's coming, and the cops even have to have gates up and the fire trucks. I was even saying, but I remember it all been being outside, and people would have on, an Ozzy shirt or Osbourne shirt or whatever. But I kid you not, Victrola, because it wasn't a lot of people that was able to go in because he had to go to Conan O'Brien and stuff like that. It was only the people that won from the from on the website. So this was only like a 40, 45, if that half hour type spiel. But everyone that got in there, they didn't even realize, like Walk on Water was playing for the Beavis and Butthead soundtrack America. And the one person was like, "Who's this?" And they're like, "That's him." And they're like, "He's doing music too." And then older like ladies though too that you would think would know because they're older and stuff though. Like it was like the General Hospital crew. It was weird. And then the fuckers outside who were outside for hours just to try to see him through the window that are the diehards. I was like, I wanted to fucking sever everyone's head off with a fucking samurai and then grab a rock and open it up for the real fans. But if you do that, you go to prison, as you know. But yeah, no, you're exactly right, Victrola, 100%. And I'm not listen. I don't want to be a hater on the people that just like him because of the Osbournes. I get that's good too. I get, I just I don't know. I like the diehard, like diehard like fans that they don't just like I don't know, they don't pretend or like they don't like even the Christian channels would right when he passed. Of course, they had to start making little bit using his name to fucking make this, and I don't know. like who said up there before, Ozzy fans get very defensive. Yeah, they do. Yes, they do. Oh, you are speaking of getting very defensive. Well, Pat, by the way, Pat's interview will be dropping this Saturday morning. And but that's not what I was talking about with being um back and forth with someone on some things. Sorry, I was thinking I wouldn't say a debate of sorts, but a difference of opinion on sorts, and he has a big channel. Um and I interviewed him, and that'll be out the following week. And then he even said he would do a live, and I'd love for the community to come in and have Victrola. You'll love this one because guy knows a real lot of shit, but at the same time, some stuff though is assumption, some stuff's this, and but he's passionate though about it though. But you'll see. I just stay tuned. But before that, we got the man Pat from freaking Madhouse and Ozzy Tribute. Thanks for everyone that tuned in on Friday and watched Pat's show. Gracie, I know you said you enjoyed it. I was happy to put that up, and I was happy we figured that out for you out there, Pat. And that you were awesome, my man. Awesome. I think I saw Victrola was in there. I love Ozzy's honesty and wit. Yeah, I know. For people that say like he's like, oh, blah, 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 blah. No, he's witty as fuck and funny as fuck. And I think that's the thing with Ozzy Osbourne is that's what also going back to what made me so upset as well is that Ozzy like represents almost like everyone. And a lot of it happened after the show, let's be honest though, like when the whole world got to see him because he says the stuff that everyone like thinks, or he's not like afraid to say that, and he's so quick and witty and funny. It's just like, how could I'm talking about people that didn't know that much about it beforehand. Like, of course, they're going to fall in love with them through television that way. And there's nothing wrong with that. Ozzy was already huge before that. But I'm just saying, though, then the Osbournes hit, and it was. I mean, I remember everyone was watching that. Everyone was watching that. And I remember the lead up to it though, because I remember when he was on Cribs and stuff like that. My buddy Steve Flannery, I was talking about Flannery before. He's like, imagine if he ever had a fucking reality show. I'm like Real World, but Ozzy. That's what he said actually to me. He goes, I'm sitting in Dave, who passed away, who I was talking about earlier. I remember I'm sitting down. And the Yankees were in the World Series in 2004, the worst fucking year. No. Sorry, it wasn't 2004. See, the Yankees were always in the World Series during this time, like in 96, 98, 99, 2000. But I believe it was 2002. Did it come out? Whatever the Osbournes came out, 2001. Well, the Yankees were in the World Series in 01, but they lost it, though, to Colorado, and then they won against the Mets in 2000. But then the 2001 though was the Subway Series though because the World Trade Center went down though, and then the season got extended till November. So then, whenever it came out, I don't know. But my point being is that I remember I'm just sitting there getting ready to watch a game, and my buddy Steve looks at me and he's like, "Dude." Fucking because it wasn't called reality TV. He goes real world. He goes like it's a real world, but Ozzy. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like Ozzy's going on the show Real World, and he's trying to explain to me. He's like, he'd get fed up a lot with me. Like, we're like brothers. He's like, no, shut up and listen. That's exactly how he talks. It's a fucking camera crew. Cameras are going to follow Ozzy and his family every day. And they're going to make a show of that. And then I just remember being like, get the fuck out. And yeah, it was fucking classic. Fucking classic. Especially those first couple seasons. Fucking classic. I love the one though when he runs the 5 miles. 5 miles, Tony. His show is dope, Loomis. Oh yeah, no, and also too, you guys should check out though a show with Jack, like when they're traveling. For anyone who hasn't, it's fucking great, man. You like Victrola. You remember my? Was that you who said that about the fries? About how your person makes the fries? But that little clip though, it just makes me want to eat. For now, I'm hungry. Now I'm going to eat. Just for some reason, when I watch that clip, I always get hungry. But I think it was either you or someone else said something about um, the how you make your fries, but I could be wrong. Okay, good. It's not important. Go do your thing. The fries I make homemade fries like Ozzy. Awesome. I'm right behind you, Victrola. Be safe. But no, he didn't predict the future. He actually said to me, "This is going on," before I knew about the Osbournes. I didn't know, and like I just remember when he told me, and he said, but he did though say, like back in like the day, imagine the camera crew fight, because I remember now because I was wrong because I'm so used to saying reality TV now because it wasn't reality TV, and that's where I was getting confused with the real world thing, because that's how he was trying to explain it to me, because I kept going like, what do you mean? Like, is he reading off a script? Is he on stage? And like, because I just couldn't imagine, like, like for somebody he's like, no, like I just remember him trying to get it through to me, and then by saying "real world" Ozzy, and I was just like, oh my god, this is gonna be something. I just remember that time, so like I had a nostalgic period, and I know I was like, that's why the story sounded flip flop, because I'm so used to saying reality TV after, but it wasn't that called that then. It was just, well, he would call it like "real world" Ozzy, and I was like, sign me up. That's right. Yes, you said it. That's correct. And condolences to your late fiance, Victrola. My deepest condolences. And yeah, I remember while I was reading though through that thread with all of you writing under there, I immediately fucking had to fucking get fries and fucking have not McDonald's. I haven't eaten fast food in over 6 years. I'm talking Aussie fries. What is it? What's the oil again? Real quick, Victrol, if you could just type it in. If you could just type in the recipe one more time, Victrol, I'd really appreciate that. If you're not gone already. If you're gone, you're gone. Yeah, that's why I'm asking. I think though that she look at Mazola oil. All right, so and then do you and then what? Then you just salt them? That's it? Just Mazola oil and salt? It's in the bacon aisle. Yeah, no, I'll get that. I know what it is. I just wanted though to I don't my memories, whatever. So you're just saying just get Victrola oil, and after that, that's it. You don't salt them up, nothing. I could have sworn that you had a little well, I definitely am using salt. I like to use either Celtic sea salt, or I use pink Himalayan, or like sea salt. Celtic sea salt I use more though for like when I'm drinking water. It's real good for your cells. You cut the potato. Well, I go, you put the potato in the thing and you go, pump, you crank it down, and it freaking makes them right into the bucket. It's in the, you cut potatoes. I fry them in mazola oil, put them on a paper towel, add salt, taste. I use the pink copy. That's what I would use for these. Like I have to cut her right over them, and I'm going to actually. Yeah, I could go. I could go to what time is it? Yeah, I could go to Price Chopper right now or Wegmans and get um, the Mazola oil. All right, everyone. I'm going to keep going if I don't talk. But if I'm going to keep going if I don't talk. On that note, thank you so much. Happy New Year to everyone. I love you. It's great to hear from you. So I haven't talked to in a little while. Thank you so much. And stay tuned. A lot of content is coming. And We will see you soon on Into the Void, Ozzy Osbourne Tribute. And real quick, tonight we had to do it at 8, but it will be normally at 7 p.m. Eastern. So, with that, love you too, Grace. Thanks for the fries, Victrol. I'm just going to call that oil Victrol oil from now on. And then that's how I remember things. Love you guys and ladies. Have a great night. We'll see you next time on Into the Void.